So greetings everyone and welcome to Pillai Center's Powertime practice here on the 7th of April 2018. My name is Sucharita, for those of you who are joining for the first time. And welcome, and to those of you who have been joining from week to week, month to month, year to year, welcome. It's always a pleasure to be of service and support as we navigate the teachings that are coming hot off the press from Dr. Pillai. Today's call is going to be a little bit different than previous calls because we have our Vedic astrologer, Radha, who is going to share about the importance of how the sun affects us. And by its transits into various signs throughout the year, we're coming to a close of another year, according to Vedic astrology. The sun is in the 12th house, or the 12th sign of the natural zodiac. And next week, it's going to go into an exalted position in Aries. So if you're new to astrology and you're new to Dr. Pillai's teachings, then Radha is certainly going to enlighten you and me and everyone with her sun transit talk, and maybe share a little bit about the Vedic New Year and why it is so special. And then we will come back and have some comments, discussion, and a beautiful meditation, which is what we all come for because we want to dive into the power behind time. So stay tuned, and now we'll invite Radha. Are you there, Radha?
Good morning.
Good morning, how are you?
Let me move this, whoops, sorry, let me get myself situated. Okay.
Sure. Oh, you look great. So how is it in California?
We're getting a much needed rain, spring rain, so it's very good.
Great. So what can you share about the sun as it's transiting and why it's important? And then anything else you have to share with us that would be very helpful for our everyday practice and in our everyday lives to improve both material and in our spiritual pursuits?
For sure. Yeah, as you mentioned, we're wrapping up one cycle, a 12-month cycle, because the sun is in the last house of the zodiac Pisces. And we're in the last week. So really things are already shifting towards the big renewal of the earth. And that's going to take place this coming Friday, April 13th. Sun is going to enter into Aries. And Aries, it's the first house of the zodiac. And so this happens every year around the middle of April. And we call it as the Tamil New Year. And it's really energetically, it gives us the ability to have like a new beginning, and to, it really has a lot of energy for initiating things. So we have this week before this big event happens. And so I would say it's a great time to start now to think about how exactly do you want to reorganize your life? This is what Dr. Pillai recommends to us at this time, and to start doing some planning, because anything that we initiate this coming month when Sun is in Aries is going to be given a very powerful boost of energy to go forward and manifest into fruition throughout the rest of the year. And so Sun is going to be in Aries from April 13th through May 14th. And Aries, because it's the natural first house of the zodiac, and so that means that for all of us, it has to do with our physical body, our physical health, and our personality, and just our overall self here, our overall body and personality here on the earth plane. And so this is the time when you can really take action to improve your health, if that is something that needs attention right now. Because the sun, it gives us a tremendous amount of vitality and energy, and also gives us the ability to take a lot of action. Aries is also a very action-oriented zodiac sign. It's ruled by Mars, another fiery planet of action. And so when Sun gets into Aries, it's just like an incredible burst of strength and energy. And I'd like to show you a picture, a Vedic representation of the sun. right here. And as you can see, he's personified as a being of tremendous energy and light, and he's riding a chariot pulled by 7 white horses. So this is just a little reminder that when we talk about the planets, we're not really just talking about their physical form that we see in the sky. They're actually very intelligent beings that we can connect to, and that they can help us in certain areas of our life. And Sun is really specialized in certain areas of life, such as taking action, developing our self-esteem and our self-determination, and even getting up to more of like a royalty type of consciousness. So get ready this week because April 13 is going to be an evening, so we'll pretty much celebrate the Vedic New Year on Saturday, April 14th. That's going to be the day when things start moving very quickly, and you can take a lot of steps towards manifesting your projects. So think about, what projects do you want to initiate or rejuvenate for the coming year? And this is a good time to do something to develop your own personal power and to advance your career, to improve health, as already mentioned, and perhaps to take a look at something you might want to improve in your personality. And that's going to help you with your personal power as well. So let's see here. Okay, Dr. Pillai has given us a Vedic astrology remedy to do on the day of April 14th. And this is important because this is the transit day, so we want to do something on that day to connect with the sun. And what he has recommended in one of his YouTube videos, and we'll put a link to it on our blog so that you can watch it, he has recommended that we do a home remedy, which is to chant the sun's Gayatri mantra 108 times on that day. And that is going to give us a tremendous benefit because this mantra will help us to access the energy of the sun and to make friends with the sun. And it also gives you the highest levels of intelligence when you chant this mantra. So it'll take maybe 45 minutes, maybe an hour, depending on how fast you chant it, because it's a little bit of a longer mantra, but it definitely would be well worth it. And if you try that, and if you like it, you may want to connect to the sun a little bit every day throughout the month when sun is exalted. And you can do that by chanting that same Gayatri mantra, maybe just 1 time or 3 times, depending on what's going on with your time. But you can do that especially sunrise and sunset and Sundays, which are ruled by the sun. Or there's a couple other times that happen throughout the day, sun horas, which you can check on the Hora Watch. So these will be the times when you can, and you'll start to feel it, that these are the powerful times you can access the sun's energy. And so this is the time of year when you could really reorganize your life. And if you think about it, already our life here on Earth is organized around the sun because we revolve around the sun. And then depending on whether it's daytime or nighttime, that really changes what activities we do. So the sun is very important and to our lives here. Without the sun, there would be no life on Earth. And so this is a time to really get in touch with that essential power that can change up your life and help you to go to new levels. And there's one more thing I just want to mention briefly that will happen during this special month of sun exaltation. And this is also something that happens every year. It's called Akshaya Tritiya. And it's a special day. It's going to be on April 18th. And this is the day when anything you do gets multiplied. And so that's why it's a great day to donate to charity, because the benefits that you receive and the people receive will be multiplied throughout the year, bringing you a lot more blessings. And the other thing is, AstroVed will be doing quite a few Vedic ceremonies and remedies for prosperity consciousness, to grow your prosperity consciousness throughout the year and your royalty consciousness. And this is the day, it contains the secret of an ever-increasing wealth that will never go down or be lost or anything like that. So this is an extremely important consciousness to get. And basically, to participate on this day is going to increase our prosperity for the whole year. And this is also the best day to buy gold or something of value, because it's just going to have the energy of increase and of attracting more. So we have a lot coming up, and so that is the quick, that's the quick outlook on it. And with that, I think I'll just pass it back to Sucharita and see what interesting commentary she's got.
Yeah, that's great. It's always a fabulous reminder. The sun represents our soul, right, Radha? And our soul needs the soul food. So when we sing to the sun, we're actually singing to our own soul to bring the highest intelligence. And I've posted the Gayatri mantra on the chat, so you're welcome to copy and paste it. And just to clarify that the sun transiting day is actually Friday, April 13th. And I'm checking the AstroVed calendar, and it says it is going to be at 22:58. So that is like 11 o'clock p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, because I've got the New York calendar here. And it will go through to Sunday up until the new moon, which will be the 23:07. So it's going to be for 24 hours from Friday night into Saturday night. So enjoy that, enjoy tapping into the energy of the sun. And Akshaya Tritiya was something that Radha had shared that is so powerful. It's such a power time to be able to tap into, because Akshaya Tritiya means that we want ever increasing wealth. They used to say non-declining wealth. And sorry, Rod, I'm just gonna mute you because you're typing away.
Oh,
so
sorry.
That's okay. So non-declining wealth is something that, okay, our karma is coming along, we've got savings in our account, we're investing, we're seeing the light and brightness of all our hard discipline and money management, and then all of a sudden something comes and we have to dive into our resources. Maybe it's an emergency, or maybe we are going through a job loss, or maybe we need to buy something, our car breaks down, or we're moving houses and we need extra money. So propitiating the goddess Lakshmi, the goddess of wealth, during Akshaya Tritiya, she will make sure that you have that nest egg. So you have that ability to tap into a crisis management fund. You have already put that away. And that's beyond your savings, beyond your investments, beyond. So that your bank account doesn't fluctuate. Because when our bank accounts fluctuate, or our investments fluctuate, or our jobs come and go, it stresses us out. So getting the blessings at the spiritual level will help to create wealth consciousness, such that throughout every year, you will see your bank account not being dipped into to the point of overdraft or having to take loans, or, you know, there's just so much debt. So she really helps your consciousness to go into savings consciousness and into investment consciousness. And you don't have to have any background, or you could have had the worst upbringing, money management wise, and you just don't have a clue about anything. She will start to make you to educate yourself and to get that support and to put that nest egg together. So this is something that we need to know, we need to experience at the level of the soul. So as the sun is coming into the Vedic New Year, this is all about who we are. We want to have wealth. We want to have whatever it is that we want. We want to have a beautiful car, beautiful home, beautiful relationships. We want to be able to travel when we want. We want to be able to do our spiritual practices. We want to buy what we want. So that is our divine birthright. And we, as evolving souls on this journey that we call our life in this lifetime, we deserve it. So if we haven't felt that way, it's time to turn it on. And if you have been participating, like many of us over the years, studying with Dr. Pillai, it's a one time of the year that we want to pay attention to and get the blessings of the goddess. So Vedic New Year is going to be saying, as the sun is exalted in Aries, it's going to say, hit the ground running. So the ram has the 4 hooves, and he just takes off, and he can go up and down mountains, and he can hang on to cliffs with one of the feet and then just gently jump. And so he's very agile and very powerful and can go to great heights. So in our personality, we might feel like we are doing the impossible. So if it has been impossible for you to, experience wealth in various areas of your life, so not just one area, it's all areas of life. It's that savings consciousness. It's that investment consciousness. It has to come from within before we can see it outside of ourselves. So Radha's been busy typing away on the chat and sharing about what to do. So maybe do you want to share that, Radha, because some people are on the phone. So you want to share about what you have been posting on the chat as well?
Sure, that was just about the Vedic astrology remedy that Dr. Pillai is recommending that all of us do on Saturday, April 14th. And to chant the Gayatri mantra 108 times. It'll take maybe 45 minutes or an hour, but it'll be tremendously powerful on that day, the transit day, to kickstart this transformative time of our lives. And I think we'll be practicing this mantra during our meditation. Is that right?
Yeah, we definitely are. And I've got an explanation of the Gayatri. I won't be typing it all in here on the chat, but if you want to, Radha, you can take notes and post it there. Otherwise, we'll send it off to everyone in the email that we send out every week. So because this is a power time that's coming ahead, if you just close your eyes now and then just take in the meaning of the Gayatri. So the Gayatri isn't just, as Radha shared, about the sun being a celestial body in the sky. It's a being. It's something that, like we are human beings, there are these divine beings. So their energy connects with us, and it kind of dances inside of us. And then we integrate that new knowledge so we don't have to trip up in life. So closing your eyes and just hear what Dr. Pillai has to share about the Gayatri. So he shares, I want you to learn how you can strengthen the life energy within you. So technically speaking, what promotes life is the energy of the sun. So without the sun, there can be no life on the earth plane. So the Gayatri mantra is an ancient Sanskrit chant, and the purpose of this chant is to enhance the potency of life principles, including one's body, one's mind, and one's soul. So the sounds that you will hear through this hymn of the Gayatri or song to the sun god. So Om Bhur Bhuva Swaha Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhyo Yona Prachodayat. So these sounds refer to different principles of consciousness. So each sound has a meaning. Each sound will take your soul into a journey to explore that which you have not yet been able to tap into. So the soul is something we need to understand. We have to understand how to speak to it. We have to understand what the food for the soul is. We have to understand that our soul is the true path, because that's God. So that's God consciousness in us. So bhur, the sound bhur means earth. The sound bhuva means atmosphere. The sound swaha means the heavens. The sound tat means that. The sound savitur means the source. The sound varenyam means to be held sacred. The sound bhargo means light. The sound devasya means of the effulgence. The sound dhimahi means we meditate on that. The sound prachodayat means requesting. So these sounds will hit your soul's consciousness, and they will fill it up with that ability to bring from the heavens the consciousness of all divine beings, the blessings of all devas, the blessings of all gurus, saints, sages, spiritual masters, all those beings who have gone before us, who are saying, hey, little soul, I want to feed you. So on this Vedic New Year's Day, you can hear the sound of these mantras, the vibrations. You'll feel the vibrations. You'll hear the resonance at a very subtle level, because your soul will be like, oh, I got food for my soul. You're not just singing randomly. So light and consciousness, as Dr. Pillai shares, are one and the same. And everything on the earth plane is made of light and sound. So as above, when God said the word, then everything happened, right? So he said the sound, and then the light came, and everything was manifest. So just as that has happened, that's your birthright to do that in yourself. So whatever sounds you put into yourself, that is going to be expressed, because your soul says, oh, is that what you want to have happen? Great. So when we're singing the Gayatri, we are saying, bring in the highest, bring in the heavens, make that consciousness be a part of me, this little ray of light, this little soul, and let it expand to this whole being, however big you are. And then let it go beyond. And so you're radiant. You have this aura around you. And then when people start to see you with that aura, they'll be just like, what's going on? What did you do? You'll be just like, well, it's sunny out. And even if it isn't sunny, you will be shining. So the sounds have an energy, and we're going to experience that energy in a meditation today. And then we'll also go deeper into it when we do a little bit of a special practice next week. I'm not going to share what it is, but it's always fun when we get into propitiating these divine beings during power time, during the time where they're most potent, and then you're swimming in that energy. So this is what's going to happen in the week ahead. And then Akshaya Tritiya is a big one that we want to make sure we do something. And the simplest thing is Shreem Brzee. So Shreem is the sound for the goddess Lakshmi, and Shreem means that you get to have direction and goals. So if you're kind of confused, or if you've been confused about what you should do, you say this mantra all the time, because Shreem is going to give you wealth consciousness. Shri is wealth. And then that is opening up the third eye. So it's opening up your connection to these divine beings who are coming to bless you and everyone else. So you're not going to be bombarded by karmic thoughts that are going to slow you down or keep you stuck or confused. So Shreem will clear it out. And then Brzee, Br is birth. So you'll just be rebirthing yourself into a new understanding of wealth. And it will just haunt you. It will make you to save your money. It will make you to put that credit card away when you want to go and take it out, or your debit card. It will make you to have savings consciousness. We all think, oh yes, I have a savings account. You're not paying attention to it, really, because if you were, perhaps you wouldn't even be here. You'd be just so fine. It would be, you know, awesome. So most people come to Dr. Pillai because they're messed up financially. That's why he stresses to do finances, to pay attention to your finances, to want to build your finances. So investments, land, real estate, you might get interested in those kinds of things. Houses, you might get an investment property. You might have, you know, some inheritance that comes and you're going, oh, I want to buy this, I want to buy that. And then you go, no, wait a minute. I've got to invest this money wisely. It came out of nowhere. It came as a gift to me. It's unearned. And it's, so I have to take care of it. So this Akshaya Tritiya will make you to take care of your finances so that you make sure that you're not going into that spending consciousness. Spending means that you're in anxiety. You just want, you have to do this, you have to do that. And it goes. It just goes in, comes in, and goes out. So everyone is so tired of that. So Dr. Pillai has prayed to divine beings for so long, his whole lifetime, give me a sound that can create the consciousness, can build that in our brain so we don't get bombarded by negative thoughts that say, oh, you don't have enough. And by the way, if you have enough, go spend it, right? So all that will be erased with Shreem Brzee. And then the beauty of Shreem Brzee, again, it gives you clarity. And with clarity, you can create. So everyone says, well, I didn't reach my goal, or I didn't meet my, you know, money goal. Just keep going. No one's going to do it for you. So you've got to keep at it. And this sound will give you the energy. And it's also a lighter sound because it busts the karma. Now we know Tirne Lakanta, Makaro Shivaya Nama, those sounds will erase the karma. However, those sounds are coming from a fierce form of Shiva who just wants to destroy any negativity that's bombarding you. So it can be a little bit tiring, whereas Shreem Brzee is light and it does the job and it keeps you high. It keeps that energy going. So keep doing Shreem Brzee before you even get off the bed. So Gum for Ganesha is before you even get off the bed. You feel that energy in the base of your spine and in your pelvic region. You're going to push Gum, Gum, Gum. Say it more and more and more. It takes about 2 minutes to say it 108 times. And then you feel it coming up, 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 up. And as that energy is coming up, that's the goddess energy, the Kundalini energy, the life force energy coming up. And then when you say Shreem Brzee, by the time you get to the third eye, you are saying Shreem Brzee, you're saying, please open my consciousness so that I will be able to receive whatever is coming to me today. And it better be happy, healthy, wealthy, and wise, right? And it better be beautiful relationships, because I'm not up for it anymore. I don't want to have what I've had. I want what I want. And so this is how it's going to be. And if you've said, okay, 10,000 or 20,000 or whatever the amount of money it is that you want to manifest, and that hasn't happened, then you've got to take it in increments, because it's about you blocking your highest self. Your divine self can manifest it in an instant. Your soul can manifest it at an instant, but you've covered it all up with beliefs and practices, and you know, you haven't had any clue on what you're doing with your finances, or how to have beautiful relationships or good health of the body. the mind, the soul. So it's okay, you're starting where you're starting. And that's why you come to Dr. Pillai's, because there's some area, or maybe many areas, all areas of life that are totally messed up and have been for a long time, or challenging. Maybe not completely messed up, but you're just constantly bumping up against obstacles and delays, and you have setbacks. You have 10 steps forward and 20 steps back, you know? So, or somewhere in between there. But you're bumping up against what? It's your soul bumping up against you, your old beliefs. So how to do that without having to go through many years of therapy, although that can be helpful for some people. You should do it if you need it, to get the support that you need to overcome those challenges around money, around relationships, around health, and so on. However, if you want to speed things up, then you call on the divine beings, because they can make things happen a lot faster. So you can do hand in hand. So please don't just think coming to Dr. Pillai's teachings and doing some remedies for a little bit is going to help you. You got to go deep. You got to find out what soul baggage you're carrying and get rid of it. You know, you can't keep carrying that dirty laundry soul baggage. That bag is going to be getting heavier and heavier, you know, lifetime after lifetime, and even in this lifetime. You just want to just get rid of the dirty stuff, get rid of the dirty clothes, you know, to put it in the laundry. So every time you do a mantra, you're washing your consciousness, you're washing away that baggage of the past, the dirty laundry of the past. And no one can do it. You have to do it because you have to feel it, you have to experience it, you have to know it. So as Dr. Pillai always shares, the George Harrison song is, you know, all about, I want to see you, God. I want to feel you, God. I want to know you. I want to be with you. I want everything that you are to be resonating all the way through me all the time. So whatever I'm doing is totally correct in how the life is rolling out, in that everyone around who is surrounding me is going to be supportive, and I'm going to support them, and together we're going to make a beautiful world. So it was a great song, and it is a great song, and it is a beautiful mantra as well. He was a follower of Hare Krishna, and his name is Hari's son. So Hari is a name for Krishna, and so he became like the son of Krishna. He was a celebrity, and he was on the stage, and every time he would get out and sing a song, he would say, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama. So that's the power sound for bringing in the divine being who loves to sing and dance and bring joy to the whole world. And that's what he did. And so he couldn't do anything else. That was his dharma, that's his karma. So again, people are trying to be somebody else. But as the sun comes into Aries, it's going to say, this is who you are. Don't try to be anybody else. Be your highest self. Be shiny. Be going after that which you want, not what everyone else thinks is right for you. And then be that at the level of the soul. So what you think in the level of the mind is karmic. It's all just coming from the past, and it keeps pumping through you. And people were saying last night during the Wealth Rising Extension Fire Lab call that how come I can't get into a timeline jump? What is a timeline jump? So a timeline jump means that when you're in a power time, you're in a power position. So time is always happening chronologically. So minutes are going by, here we are here, and then we're going to go over here, here we are here, and we're going to go over here, and here we are here. So time goes by. And so how do we jump out of that time? How do we get out of, if we're going to be doing this now, we're probably going to be doing this in the next minute and this in the next minute. It's going to look the same, like vanilla. You know, it's just going to be white on white. So as you're going through time, you can take your consciousness as your guiding force, and you can say, okay, what are my thoughts? Because time, in this period of time, so my hands represent a segment of time or a period of time or a window of time. And you are aligned with your highest self, your divine self. And your chakras are all lined up with that. So you're like an antenna, you got a good Wi-Fi connection with the divine. So the divine is coming along, and then all of a sudden thoughts of the past, they're bombarding you. Thoughts of the future are bombarding you. You're just being bombarded everywhere. And how do you get out of that bombardment in this window of time? You got to bring in more divine energy, push that energy up inside of you to meet it. And so that's what mantra practices do. So a timeline jump means that you are in a frame of time and you can jump to the higher realms where you can grab onto really powerful energy where things can happen instantaneously. You can, as you go higher into space, for example, you take off in a rocket ship and you go into space, you can be out there for the same, like if you're here on Earth plane, it can be years go by, but you're just feeling like it's about a year or two. It goes so fast. So you come back down and already many, many years have gone by. So you've timeline jump as you go up. So that's what we're doing. We're using this vehicle called the body that is a very sacred temple, although a lot of us don't realize that all the time, but when we do, we kind of wake up to it and start taking care of it a bit better. So the temple, this vehicle that we have, it has the ability to rocket ship our soul's consciousness, our internal consciousness through our astral body and the different layers. So we can go through our psyche, we can have an out-of-body experience. So we can have, this vehicle is pretty powerful. It's quite a blessing, you know? So take care of it and take care of your consciousness that allows you to timeline jump, that allows you to jump up and grab the most potent thoughts for you so they manifest. So you build your consciousness, you build this unit up, the brain grabs onto these units of sound and light that will make your brain to function so super fast. It will supercharge. You can go grab information from the year 3000 or the year 4000 or the year 5000. The technology that is happening there, you could just go like this and you're healed, right? Or you put something on, you take a pill, or you lie down on a sheet of paper, or you take your mouse and you click it on some software and all of a sudden you're healed. You just choose the body part. So you have eye issues, you choose eyes and you click on it and it's done. That's the technology of the future. So why not? Why wait? Go deep into your meditations, go deep into your soul. Use these power sounds during power times. If at any other time you cannot do it, then tap into the energy of these times, that units of time that will give you so much power you can shoot up to the stars. And the stars are who you are. That's really where we come from. We come from planets. Planets are beings who beam into us, and they represent different body parts. The consciousness of our eyes, for example, are associated with the sun. It makes sense because the sun represents the soul. So the eyes are the windows to the soul. So these sayings are not just sayings. Maybe they are to most people, but they truly are that. And then different body parts give us that ability to connect to the sun. So the heart is another area. So our heart's desires are also our physical heart, the way we have passion, we're passionate about things, the matters of the heart, you know, what makes us to really like spring off the bed and feel like, yes, this is where I want to take the lead in my life. So leadership is there. So you'll start to feel this royalty consciousness, as above, so below, as outside of us, it is within us as well. So the kingdom is within. Everyone has heard that so many times. Do we live that though? No, we can say, well, I'm a queen. Okay, so the queendom is within, you know, princedom, princessdom. whatever it is, your temple. You know, this is who you are, and it's a very special. You're very, very special and sacred to the divine. And the divine says, please be just a little spark, be a little soul. In the grand scheme of the universe, you be that, and you will make this whole world a better world. So we cannot change the world around us. We can change ourselves. And change can also come at the emotional level, where we're aligning with that. And a lot of us go through these teary moments where we're just like, oh my God, that's my highest self. I thought I was separated, or my soul was fractured because it was, you know, so broken over the years. It's okay. The soul has the consciousness to put it back together. You don't have to go surfing here and there. You can, that's fine. If you just know that, oh, I just have to feed it, and it will get back, it will grow, it will heal, right? And then souls of others, you can speak to other people's souls from your soul, not from your mind, not from your intelligence, not from I know how to do this, or I'm a healer, or I'm this, or I'm that. Then you're in your ego. So get out of that, because ego is edging God out, right? So we don't want to do that. We want to come from the level of the soul. So just speak mantras. That's the soul speak. You meditate, go into a timeline jump, get out of slow time. This is slow time. This is like, you know, blinders the horses have. You know, you can't, and maybe that's why the sun has the 7 horses. Oh, there's different meanings in the mythology. It's quite incredible. So you can Google that. But also the 7 horses, they say, are the chakras. So you have the chakras that will breathe. You ever watch a horse that's racing, how they breathe? They don't breathe like a dog. They don't go, they like, right? They're not breathing at all, but they're powerful. So that's what you want your chakras to be doing. You don't want them to be spinning out all over the place and exhausted, and then they don't function at all. They fall over like a tired dog. You don't see a tired horse. They're just like, after the race, they're just like, they're just so powerful, right? So that's what we want our chakras to be. We want them to be shining like the sun. So that's what I wanted to comment. Wow, where did that come from? That's what I wanted to share, that had just come in from the power time behind time. And that is something maybe we'll segue into it. Radha, unless you have anything else to share. Thank you so much for posting all the wonderful information on the chat. Everyone's enjoying it. So do you have anything else to share, Radha, before we dive into our practice of what we've been talking about?
Nope, I don't have anything more. Thank you for the insights. That was great.
Oh, good. Well, thank you, Radha. And in case people want to stay on the discussion after we come back from the meditation, will you be here, or?
Yes, I will.
Oh, great. Thank you so much. All right, everyone. So let's get into a state of receptivity where we can experience it. We don't want to just talk about stuff here. We want to experience the divine intervention, meaning here's time. There's a bunch of energy that's available that can come and bombard us and dance with our human beingness, our emotions, our physical, our mental, our spiritual bodies, our astral bodies, our causal bodies. So we're going to align with all these various instruments of how we express ourselves. So we're going to play some music, we're going to play some dance inside of us with the blessings of Dr. Pillai coming in and empowering us during this time. So he knows what each and every one's soul requires when you call on his name and when you call on the mantra or the practice in his name. So thanks for joining those of you who need to go. Have a beautiful day and rest of your weekend and week ahead. And we'll see you next time. Maybe some of you will be going to New York for the Vedic New Year celebration. So all the best. Seeing Dr. Pillai in person, that's always the best. And enjoy the empowerment. If you're on proxy as well, you won't be attending in person, but you can participate at proxy through the services that are offered through Pillai Center. So check out the website or the email that Radha will share with everyone after Yagna writes it up. Thank you, Yagna. And those of you who are going to stay, this is part of the call where we get to ask our questions, share experiences, whatever it is that you want to do. And Radha's here. She can answer your astrology questions, concerns. So you should be unmuted. If you're on the phone, then you can just press *6, and then you'll be able to unmute yourself. And then if you're here on Zoom, you can just go to the lower left-hand corner of your screen. Sometimes it's up at the top. There will be a microphone that you can just click off the red bar, the red diagonal, and then you'll be unmuted.
Yes, my name is Estelle.
Hi, Estelle, how are you?
Very good, thank you. Let's see, I would like to see on you where you spoke about Kaalabhairava, because you said something and I was not able to understand. You said a few inches.
Oh, okay. So what you're going to do is you're going to imagine a red being 12 inches above your skull.
Above is what I, okay.
Above your skull. Sorry about that, Estelle.
Okay.
So this red being appears and you're shooting a beam of light from your heart up to ping this red being.
Wonderful. Thank you very much.
And did you have an okay meditation otherwise?
It was just wonderful, but I stopped this part because I was not able to see where it was above. I didn't know it was up. Okay, it's very good. Thank you.
Thank you. And this is Kaalabhairava.
Oh.
So this is he's a being that has his vehicle is a dog.
Mm-hmm.
So in many of the temples in India, you'll see him in his own shrine. And then he has these different weapons. And he has the ability to manufacture time. So he makes the time of the planets. He makes all the time in all the universes. So this is the being on the 8th waning moon every month that we want to get the blessings from. And when we get the blessings from this being, then life is beautiful. You're in the right place at the right time, thinking, saying, and doing the right thing. And he also, because he's a being who manufactures time, because time is thought, so he will pump into your brain the right thoughts that will destroy any karma. So he has this energy to like just destroy it. He's got flames all around him. When you say bah, it means to bring light. All of a sudden, light is there. So it's like the shooting of light, and boom, he's there. A light goes off in your head. You get a great idea, you know. So that's his intelligence. And he's a form of Shiva. So he's a form that we can all relate to, and we want that. We want that energy, because what happens when we have his consciousness, where time doesn't stop you? That we call that miracles. So people have always said, well, how can I get miracle consciousness? He's another beingness. He has a form, just like I have a form, you have a form, but we're being. I'm a human being, he's a divine being. And this divinity is mixing with this human being. And this consciousness is getting, spinning. It's light particles dancing. And then the light goes off and you get these great ideas. How does that happen? This is what we have to get to that point. When we're living in the lower chakras, we're living in anxiety, survival, scarcity consciousness. So when you have those thoughts, it just means they're lower vibrating. Get the energy up, shoot it up. And it comes from your heart. This is a technique that Dr. Pillai has given over the years where it's so easy to do. You just shoot it from your heart, and he is 12 inches above your skull. And then he is actually pumping in this divine time, this power time where he's just coming in. It's going to be around 2 o'clock today. So he's going to be coming in at that time, but his energy is starting to get strong. That's why he came here. Kept bothering me, sitting on my desk. And I said, oh, yes, 8th waning moon. So he's saying, listen, you got to tell the people about me, because that's how you go into a timeline jump. He's the one where if you want miracles, you pray to him, because he will give you that light, that intelligence. With more light, you see more. If you only have a candle in a dark room, you only see a little bit. If you have a big spotlight, you see the whole nooks and crannies of everything in the room. So your intelligence is greater because you can see everything. You know what's there, right? So that's what happens when we commune with this divine being. And then you will get some tremendous blessings. So Vudyamo Bhairava, just bring so much fire, so much light, like do it now. So just practice that throughout the day today. And if you have a statue, if you have an interest, you can Google him. And Kala means time. And then Bhairava means to shed some light on this time. Get rid of slow time. Let's get into miracle consciousness. Let's speed things up. I'm the one who manufactures time, so I'll tell the planets what to do for you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome.
It's just blissful to see all this knowledge and practice them.
Oh, good, Estelle.
Thank you.
So, I'm speaking to everyone in that, you don't have to think too much of how to do. You just go and say the mantra. The mantra means that which comes and protects the mind from being bombarded by lower vibrating karmic thoughts. And it raises the consciousness. Because if you're protected, you don't have this stuff that's going on and swirling around and making you to be going here, going there, shiny thing, shiny thing. You are logged on, you're straight up, you're hitting Bhairava consciousness, and it's all of a sudden. So you may think, oh, I've been trying everything and nothing is working. But at this 8th waning moon every month, a tremendous amount of energy and intelligence is available, such that every day after you can keep calling on him. Vudyamo Bhairava, Vudyamo Bhairava, or Bhairava, Bhairava, or Kaalabhairava, Kaalabhairava. We'll put those mantras in the email. And then you Google him or read about him on Astroved. I always say read on Astroved or Pillai Center, because the blogs that our teachers put out and the astrologers put out are so all-encompassing. They're so comprehensive because they bring in the astrology, the science, they bring in the mythology. So the mythotherapy, whenever there's a good story, we listen more than the, oh, I'm going to fall asleep with the science part. It's not that it's boring, it's just that maybe it's too much information for you. But myths have this way of engaging you or entertaining you, and then you can get their energy and then read about the science behind these beings. Pranav, are you there? Did you want to share? I don't hear you. So if you're trying to say something, you are unmuted, but I don't hear you. Did I fall off? Can you hear me?
I can hear you, yes.
Ah, there you are, Pranava.
Okay, I'm so sorry.
No problem.
I had you on the Bluetooth speaker because, yeah. Anyway, you kind of answered my question about Kaalabhairava. I was chanting Khram Khrim Krum Krim Khram Kaalabhairavaya Namaha on the 8th moons. And then I saw a video with Babaji, and he added Ksham Kshetra Palaya Kaalabhairavaya Namaha. So I didn't add that yet, but then you just said it's okay. You can just chant Kaalabhairava Namaha.
Yes.
So I'm covered without including Ksham Kshetra Palaya.
Yeah. You can do either. If you've heard it if it's on YouTube and you can sing along with it with Dr. Pillai, that's fine. But it's easy to just, if you understand the meaning of the mantra, meaning that kala means time. So whenever you're in a funky time, you just say kala and then bhairava. You want to shed light, because bhai is light, this great light beyond the sun, beyond all the stars, beyond the planets, beyond all these celestial beings. He manufactures time for each god. So he says, okay, you vibrate at this frequency. So here's your time-space continuum. This is where you hang out. This is where you hang out. This is where Vishnu is, Lakshmi is, Hanuman is, all the planets and the stars. This is this is where you're going to make up this huge time-space continuum. So everybody has their time, their place in time-space. Just like we on Earth, we're hurling through space and we're doing time, and we are in a certain time-space continuum. So there's a certain vibration. We're in 3-dimensional reality, whereas these other beings are in 5, 6, 7, 8, whatever, infinity. They are in all these different times. So he is the manufacturer of all of that. This Kaalabhairava is the one who will take care of all of that. He will connect you, zing, right away. He's the strong Wi-Fi connection. He's the great internet connector, right? And it's interesting because internet, so it's inside this internet connection. You've got this intranet and extranet. So you're intra and extra. So it's you're interchanging. You've got this network of light consciousness. And then he will connect you to all these divine beings. So if you haven't been able to connect to the sun or the stars or the different planets or the gods or the goddesses, divine beings, saints, even Shiva Loka has different time-space continuum. So all the beings have their space. Those siddhas, the siddhas hang out and they have their space. So he will be the strong connection, the strong Wi-Fi to all divine beings. So Kala is time, Bhairava means light, and Ra is the energy of the sun, and then Va is saying, come on, bring it on, bring on miracle consciousness. I want to get to that space. I want to vibrate with the energy of the gods, so things will happen very fast. Anything else, Pranava?
No, that was beautiful. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
Have a great week and life ahead.
Thank you, Pranava. You too.
Thank you.
Someone's on the phone.
Hello?
Yes?
Hello. This is Anastasia. Thank you so much for your beautiful rituals. They are so powerful. I have a question about the Panchang section on Hora Watch, and would you have any suggestions on something that I could do during danger time when I cannot reschedule an event an important event that happens to fall during danger time. Is there anything I can do, chant or otherwise?
Yeah, you just, we just introduced him, Kaalabhairava. He will take you out of that danger time. So any time that we are forced to, you know, not forced, but we have already scheduled our activities of daily living, and then all of a sudden an important meeting comes, we look at the day and the time and we had no ruling over it, we didn't have any control over it. So what we do is we bring in Ganesha, you can bring in the god of time, you can bring in Namah Shivaya, because that will align your chakras. And then what might happen, you could say Tirnelakantam as well. So anything during danger or poison, it sounds so horrible, but it's actually a beautiful power time, a window of time to do mantras, put them to work, right?
Wow.
And then what will happen is either it will get canceled, delayed, rescheduled, or something might happen that, oh, you know what, let's just talk about some other thing that is not so important. So when you call the divine into that space, it's actually the best time to know that the divine is there. But if you can ahead of time, if you know that it's happening at your time or poison time, you can try to reschedule, but if not possible, then that's what I would recommend.
Thank you. And which form of the Kaalabhairava should I chant? Just Kaalabhairava or P, Bhairava with a P? Which is the best mantra for Kaalabhairava to chant during that time? Kaalabhairava with a B or a P?
It's always a B.
B. Okay.
Yeah. Kaalabhairava. Bhai means light.
Umas videochamadas que eu recebo.
Did that answer your question?
Aos sábados.
Did that answer your question, Anastasia? Oops. I guess she's gone. So it's a good question, and that it always freaks people out. You know, oh my God, I don't know what to do in this time, and this is a power time. It's a great time. The Siddhas say it's a great time to do your meditation practices. So if you have the time, if you're at home and you're doing work, and then you see that it's danger time, you can go and do a meditation. And because that will really clear whatever is coming and is dangerous, it will clear it out. It won't be part of your life story, because that is a pocket of time. You don't have to do it for the whole hour and a half, but you just can just be sitting, and you can be doing Tirnelakantam or Kaalabhairava, 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 feel the shooting light going into this red being. You know, you can be pouring water or juice on a Shiva Lingam. I always have like a little thing of water, and then I will just take let's see what I have here. I have a Shiva Lingam, and so you can just pour it, and then you just say Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, or Tirnelakantam, Tirnelakantam, or Kaalabhairava. You don't have to have a statue. Whatever you have as a sacred object, he manufactures that time space continuum, the energy of that sacred object. So Kaalabhairava is that who is going to really help you to understand these divine beings more and more and more, and get them on your side. So if you come and you say, oh, I have bad planet here, bad planet there, you might, but bad planet just means that you have something to learn by speaking to that planet, and then they won't be doing such bad things to you. They're trying to get your attention in one way or another. So why not give them good attention, right? And then they will give you good things back instead of negative attention. Then there's like a battle. So is that helpful, Anastasia? Or anyone? I dripped water on my computer.
Yes. Yes, thank you so much, Sucharita. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Are you in Toronto area?
It's close by to Hamilton, I'm in Hamilton, an hour away from Toronto, but
Yeah.
right now I'm in Ohio.
Oh.
And I was just in the middle of a court case yesterday, and I was chanting another mantra during poison time during that. So I'm very interested in these remedies for these specific times.
Yeah,
you have
call on
answered
Lord
my
Muruga if you're in a court case. Call on Lord Muruga.
Lord Muruga.
Yeah,
Yes.
so you can just say his name, Muruga, 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 Muruga.
Ah, good.
Yeah, and then put that in your third eye, and then if you have a veil, you can, I know you're on a phone, but just for people who don't know what a veil is, it's a spear, and you can just take a lime or a lemon and you just cut it a little bit and then shove it in there. And then you can have it in your purse, you can have it in your car. Well, you're not going to bring it in your purse if you have to go to the courtroom. But you can put it in your car beforehand, or have it, in your place where you're staying. And then you just pierce it. And then you just have that as, this is destroying the karma of court case. Because he's the one who destroys litigations, court cases.
Thank you. All right. I will do so. So I'll just leave the veil inside the lime, and just leave it on the altar near.
Yeah, leave it on the altar.
Mm-hmm.
And make your prayer, and then once you come home, you throw it out.
I see. I can do this every day while the decision is being made about the court, I would think.
Buy a bunch of limes and do it by the hour.
By the hour. Ah, wonderful. I have some limes here, but I don't have a veil. So perhaps I can just use a knife, a regular knife.
Well, what you can do with that, in that case, if you don't have a veil, you can just use the lime and you just roll it around your head and just take away the karmic thoughts that said you wanted to do a court case in some other lifetime. You wanted to do it. So not a good idea anymore. So take the lime, roll it around your head, and then cut it.
Mm-hmm. All right.
And cut several of them a day for you, because you're in it.
Yes. All right. I will do. And then I'll just leave one on the altar with the veil. Or if I don't have a veil yet, what can I put on the altar instead of a veil inside a lime? Is there anything?
And no, I would just use the knife to cut it and throw it away.
After the rolling it.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay. But I will use the name Muruga a lot, over and over and over again.
It's easier than saying Sarvanabhava.
Yes. Yes.
Unless you know that chant. Sarvanabhava is a great chant for Lord Muruga. But Muruga, you just Muruga, Muruga, Muruga. Come into my third eye. My third eye is the portal, the opening for the divine. You're asking, come, 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 Muruga. And when Muruga comes and his feet land on your head, nothing, no planets, no nothing can touch you.
I see. Very good. Very good. Yes, I am waiting for the court case to resolve and to come to. It's been very long and tedious. And perhaps chanting Lord Muruga for the next 3 months every day over and over again would help. Would you say?
Absolutely. And I would definitely break coconuts for Ganesha. If you can afford to do that, do 108. You can do a proxy coconut busting for Ganesha to just destroy that karma.
Yeah. Yeah. Wonderful.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, Shreem. Thank you very much.
All right. God bless. Good luck.
Thank you. Thank you.
So that's what it is. The technology that Dr. Pillai has shared is so practical. You don't have to, oh, I broke coconuts or cut some limes. You don't have to tell anybody. This is your spiritual path is very personal. It's very intimate, meaning that the divine beings are saying you need some intervention. And at this level of the soul, you did this before. Just go find this master who will be here in this lifetime and just wake that up. You have that memory. maybe lifetimes you have been with Dr. Pillai in various forms. He was the light as Swami Ramalingam. I've got a picture here of Swami Ramalingam. I'll show it to you. And see, this is what we were talking about with this light surrounding. So he's got this aura around him, or light force, and then through him, it's so strong, right? He has to put this robe over his head because the light is so strong, it will blind people. And then in this lifetime, so that was Dr. Pillai's lifetime recently, in 1874 he ascended, but then into the light. And this is Dr. Pillai, and this is a snap of someone who took there's his form right there. And they were in an event, so they were sitting behind people here. And he was on the stage. So the stage is there with all the flowers. And you can barely see him. You can kind of see his eyes a little bit, right? There. So, and then the whole space is lit up. But there's people here, they're not lit up like that. So his intelligence is so strong, it's so divine. So if we know that we can get that intelligence because we are studying with him or doing these techniques, when you do these techniques, he has the authorship over them. So he knows when they're happening. Right? And you can say even in his name, that you want to say that first, just say in your name. I don't know how this works, but in your name, you have the authorship at this point in time, this lifetime. My soul is vaguely remembering because it's not really jiving with it, or don't really align with it, or I'm scratching my head. Really? Does that work? You got to do the thing. You have to get the empowerment, do the thing, and then you get the result. Belief comes after. Faith comes after stuff. You always say this, oh, now I believe, or my faith is restored. You think about what you say about faith and belief. It comes after the fact. Trust comes after. Positivity comes after. So we always have life lessons that come after the test, right? So instead of the lesson, we study the lesson and then we get the test in school, in academia or whatever training. So you get some time to, work it out, practice it. No, life gives you the test, then you learn the lesson after, right? That's how it is. So to get to that level of light, you use these different spiritual technologies because they're loaded with intelligence for these divine beings to come. So this lime and this spear, for example, I just went flying. The lime and the spear, for example, they call on Muruga. So you just hold this. And then look at what this does. The spear, it represents a flame in your third eye. So that's why you say Muruga, Muruga, Muruga. This becomes this flame in your third eye. It lights up your whole brain. And then this spear, the stem of the spear or the shaft becomes like your Sushumna, the thin tube of light that arises from the base of the spine. It shoots out and activates all the chakras along the way. So this is a very powerful, sacred technology. This is the science of spirituality. It's faster to prove the science of spirituality versus the science of the earth plane, because you have to have so many tests, examples, and blah, blah, blah. Use your own self and use the science of spirituality and things will happen very fast. Test comes later, right? Or lesson comes later. I just wanted to say as well, this is Gayatri. So Gayatri is the sun. She's the sun goddess, right? So when you sing the song to the sun, you're singing it to this divine being. And look at all the heads. This came from an Astroved or Pillai Center service that was honoring the sun. I was so happy. this is, it's about, you can see the size of my hand, so maybe it's about 4 inches or something like that. But she has all these weapons, right, to destroy the dark forces. You think on the spiritual path there's not dark forces? There are, right? Just look inside your head. What are your thoughts right now? We have so many thoughts, right? So and generally, as Dr. Pillai shares, and all the masters do on the spiritual path, this whole human consciousness is, the charge is negative. That's what our birthright is. Hey, you get to be born in the earth plane. It's going to be a negative experience. How are you like that? Yeah, I think I'll do it. I'm a shiny soul. Sign me up. Let's go. And then you get here and go, what? It's so dark in here. I'm in this womb. What is this? It's so dark. And, you know, I'm kind of scared. And then you get out and you go, wah! So back to Gayatri, because she brings intelligence. She also brings laughter and joy and happiness, because you won't be able to create without intelligence, clarity, and then also with joy. Even though you're working hard, there's this joy that comes up because you're so focused. You're in a complete meditative state and no one is bothering you. No one is distracting you. Or if they try, you're just going to give them one of the weapons, dirty look, right? No, I'm busy. Don't come near me. They won't even come near you. So this is what Gayatri does. She makes your body, mind, and soul to align with these high dimensional. So she gives you all these heads. So more heads are better than one, right? So more brains are better than one. So you have the way you can see all around. You have full perspective of every situation. So why wouldn't you want to pray to her? Because the sun transits every month, and every month it transits into a new sign in the zodiac. It's going to brighten that area. It's going to shine it. And if you ignore it, like Radha was sharing, this is a time for your personality to shine, for you to get a makeover, for you to feel like you have more vitality, more courage. You can take the lead, but you have to be careful that you're not like bulldozing over everyone. You have to be this bright, shiny being and be very wise. So she gives wisdom. Just because you know something, is it better to just blah, blah, blah and everything you know and make everybody aware of your knowledge? Because they'll just be like, oh, rolling their eyes. Or is she ever going to be quiet? And some people think that about me too. Although I always say, hey, it's the divine coming through me and just sharing the teachings. If I had my way, I would be sleeping right now, because really I only had a couple of hours sleep. Anyhow, but this is what makes me to come alive, is this intelligence says, get off the bed and get sharing. This is my time. I want to come out. I want to give the people a heads up. They need to pay attention to this intelligence. This is the form that it comes in. So some people were saying, well, what is the difference between Surya, the sun, and this goddess Gayatri? And you can see by the picture that Radha shared before with the guy with the horses. It's a completely different shape, but it is the same. It's kind of like different levels of anyone in their profession. So for example, you use your doctor situation. So you go to your GP, your general practitioner. And then you have a kid and they come and they go to the GP, but then they got to go to their own doctor. They got to go to a pediatrician. Or you suddenly get some ailment where you need to go to a specialist, an endocrinologist, because you have diabetes or something. Or cancer, you have to go to an oncologist. So that's like the divine world. There's not just one being. It's multiple states of being, and this Gayatri will give you tremendous intelligence that you can bring into yourself and light up your chakras. So that's the Gayatri. Look at her. And maybe we'll do something with her next week. So that's what I wanted to share. Have a little baby Kaalabhairava came in one of the Kaalabhairava services. This is why I love Astraved and Pillai Center. So this guy, he's only like, you know, not even as big as my finger, right? So maybe my baby finger. That's the size of him. So you can just hang on to him. And you want to know about time. I don't even know what your mantra is. I just can hold on. And this will change your ideas about how you manage time. Because time is karma. People always say, how do I get rid of my karma? In time. How do I get rid of that? By the thoughts that are coming in. So thoughts, karma, time. You change, you have the ability to select high vibrating thoughts. And if you don't know what high vibrating thoughts are, then you need a little support. And then you will know it, feel it, be with it, as George Harrison sings. I want to know you, God. I want to feel you, God. I want to understand. I want to be that consciousness. And you just hang on. And then you can go about your day, but you've been charged with this energy that has no language. It doesn't know German or English, or it just knows Kaalabhairava. That's how simple it is. Anyone else have anything to share? Somebody's saying, what is the advice about what to chant for relationship problems and conflicts? This guy, Kaalabhairava. Because if you're chanting other mantras and they're not working, then you need him, because he's the one who creates that being for relationships. So relationship, generally speaking, you can pray to Lord Durga, you can play Goddess Durga, Goddess Parvati. So you can say Dhum for Durga or Dhum Durgaye, or you can say Kleem for Parvati, or Muruga or Saravanabhava. Those are the relationship beings. But if that's not working for you, then definitely you pray to Kaalabhairava. You say, I'm done. I can't, I don't get it. Because here's the thing is that whenever we have problems, we created that. We created those problems. I know it's hard to hear. Hard to hear that your bank account is in the negative again. All right? You have to get so mad at yourself, not to beat yourself up, but just say, what are you doing? You are a soul with divine intelligence, and you've come across Pillai Center and Astraved. Use it. Don't sit and complain. Use it. So the more you use the mantras, if your life is messed up, you've got to continue to use the mantras and then go get help. Again, you need therapy, counseling. If there's problems that are persisting in relationships, you need maybe professional, maybe family, you know, but you've got to go get real with yourself and understand why you cannot relate to people. Everybody in life, I don't care who you are, I mean, I care about you, but it doesn't matter who you are, what job you do, what business you do, how much money you have, how, you know, how much experience you've had in life, how much wisdom you have, how much spirituality you have or don't have. We all have the same problems in life to deal with. So money isn't going to make your relationship problem to go away. Having the right relationship show up is not going to make it go away, because where wherever you are, that's who you are. Whoever you're with, that's who you are. So if you see fault in other people, that's, you recognize that in you. That's what it is. And until you can come to that tech person over there, they've got God in them. And I've been dissing them. Oh my God, I've been like lambasting them. I've been pointing out, I've been pointing to all their mistakes. I've been criticizing. I've been, put them into crisis because of my criticism. Oh my God. You'll just be like, oh, I feel so bad now. And then you start beating yourself up because you don't want to do that outside. So get some, wake up to that. And then if you need divine support, don't do remedies and then you don't change. Forget it, save your money. So you have to take this, not, not serious, like, oh my God, if I don't do it, I'm gonna just die or whatever, like not dramatic, but just, you know what? I'm so tired of this. I cannot take it anymore. So you do your spiritual practices, you do the mantras, and then you also have to get some interpersonal relationship skills down. If you haven't had them and no one has shown you, that's your karma, because you're just in that mindset. I don't know how to be, I don't know how to act, I don't know what to do with those people who keep, creating obstacles, or they're miserable, or they're this, or they're that. Get out. Step back from it. And then you look at it and go, whoa, I created this. So I've got to create something else. I can't do it. So I got to call. You got to call on divine beings. This is the God of time. So he's the God of miracles. If you walk into a space and you have a bad relationship with someone and this guy's on your mind, miracles can happen. Yes, the small statue was Kaalabhairava. So these are the two. This guy's about 6 inches. Oops, his dog fell off. So this guy is about 6 inches. And then this one, I don't know, like 2 inches. See, that's a little Kaalabhairava with his little statue, but he fits in my hand. You can hold on to him. Yeah, Linda, maybe it's possible we can have the meditation, but in Powertime practice, we just go with the flow. So whatever is coming, that's what we do. We don't have any agenda, because the agenda comes in programs. We are in the power and energy behind time, is where we let go of control. So if you are pinged and you're like, I want to control this, how is it going in your life? There's no freedom in that. So this is a beautiful opportunity, and it's free. So it is an opportunity for all of us just to be free with the message that's coming in, how the flow of the call is going. And we know that Dr. Pillai is doing everything. So even if I say to Radha, can you do your talk first? She will prepare, and then I will be talking, and then she'll say, oh my God, that was a great talk, and I'm glad that you said that first, because then I could say something. And then if Radha speaks first, then I can say something. So we're in a flow. So we get the practice of being in the flow in life. And when we get interrupted, we just keep going, right? Is there someone who wants to interrupt? You're on a phone. I don't know who you are. 562 is your area code. Would you like to say something? Oh, you probably did a pocket dial. Shweta, did you want to say something?
Hi, Sucharita. Long time no see.
Long time no see. Feels like days. or a daze. I'm in a daze. It's hours.
It's like Friday Fire Lab rolls into like, it's like a little quick break and then bam. It's all great and wonderful. Thank you so much for the meditation. It's very beautiful, and I'm excited to, I'm with Udyam Bhairava, I've chanted it before, but I've never done it with the red light.
Okay.
So I'm interested, I'll, integrate it later today for that. My question is, and I think this may be helpful for everyone, is there's a lot of us here probably going to be at some of the live events, maybe live stream, but especially live and in person.
Right.
And so, I'm in New York City, so I'll be meeting Babaji for the first time on Saturday, which I'm really excited about. And it's the new year and it's Sun in Aries, so it's going to be amazing. I'm really excited about how it's happening at the Powertime. So what is your suggestions to be more receptive? Like, I love when you're always sharing to be receptive, right? And focused in this way. And so, of course, I don't want to think too much about how to be preparing myself, but it's obviously I'm creating more space and intentions during this time, this week, for the new year, for the event, and being in that vibration with him and everyone there. And so I was curious, like what suggestions you would have for everyone to be more receptive who are going to the live events.
It's great, Sweta. It's a great question. And here's what happens when we do that. We're challenging our karma. So what that means is those of you who are traveling, or those of you who you're from New York and you're like, I'm used to going to this place, I know where that is. Guess what? Get prepared. So you want to call on Ganesha first. So all week long, you just keep praying, okay, remove all the obstacles. I want to be totally clear. I want to be totally receptive. So you can do all, be all prepared and all excited to go see Dr. Pillai. But then you're not just going to see him as in he's a great speaker, makes you laugh, or he gives you some good teachings. You're going because your soul has said, I need a pattern interrupt. I need to get out of these behavioral patterns that have been stopping me. So guess what's going to come in? You're going to have tremendous opposing forces. So opposition, meaning that what you thought was going to be easy, because that's karma, thought, and you're doing everything, you're prepared, and all of a sudden there's a traffic jam, or there's this, the flight got canceled. So just don't go into that headspace. Or, I hope it doesn't happen, because you'll create it anyways. So be open to Ganesha. So gum, gum, gum all the way. In all your thinking, if you have a negative thought, gum, you just burst that obstacle before it even jumps into you. Or if it's in you, and this is what always happens in travel and going to New York and blah, blah, blah. Or you can just be totally oblivious and totally naive. Dr. Pillai pounds that into us. Stop being naive. You have to be wise. You have to see all the different options. If this happens, then what can I do? So getting there is one thing, because if you can't even get there, you're going to be really upset. And that has happened to people. So not that I want to put that in the space, but I'm going to give you tools to make sure that you do it. You do your gum and cut limes and break coconuts, because you're challenging your karma. You're not just going to be entertained. You will be entertained, but going to, at the soul level, you're busting karma. So prepare yourself that way. Do your spiritual practices, bust coconuts, cut limes, pray to Ganesha. And then because you know that the Vedic New Year is happening, it's the sun. So the sun is the soul. So how do you prepare your soul for the Vedic New Year? Chant the Gayatri mantra. If you don't know the words, you can get the YouTube. It's free, or we can give you links to go and purchase the download and then have that on your iTunes or whatever device you have that you listen to music. And then that is going to wake your soul up to receive the blessing. If it was, say, he was doing something on Easter, it would be a different mantra. If he was going to meet, you know, like Guru Purnima, it would be something different. This is when the sun is going into Aries. So it means that the sun in your soul want to get the most from this spiritual teacher, from this divine being, who just happens to, excuse me, clearing out that karma. He happens to be running a major sun planetary period. So he can give so much light to everyone, so much grace, so much wisdom, so much intelligence. That is going to burn away the karma. So his planetary influence is going to be pouring through him. He's going to be pouring it on everybody in there. So you better be raising your vibration, not to freak you out or say, you must do this. It's a good idea to make you prepared. It's a better idea to be prepared than to not, right? So you prepare yourself to shine as bright as you can, so that when the brightness comes in, you won't be falling over. Like a lot of people, they get to him the first time and they're like, I don't even know what he's talking about. My head is bobbing, you know, and then the meditation, forget about it. I don't know if my body fell on the floor or not, you know, or all your yucky stuff, all the sun's bright energy will come and show you all your ghouls and yucky guys inside of you. So get rid of that. So to remove the obstacles, get rid of the stuff internally, make the sun shine bright so you can merge with more of that vibration, that intelligence, so you're not, you know, having to bust these dark forces that are internally or around you. And then you go ahead of time. So prepare yourself. I would say go an hour ahead of time and just sit in the lobby or sit in the room and just be chanting. And as soon as he walks in, you'll feel him. You won't even see him. You will feel him. You will know he's in the building if you are at that level of subtlety. Yes, you're going to socialize and all the rest with your friends, maybe meeting them for the first time if you met on the internet, or maybe you saw them in India and you get to see them again. So that's what I have to share about that in a nutshell.
Great. Yeah, great. Thank you so much. Yeah, no, it is a great Power Time week to prepare for that. So yeah, I'm excited to see what unfolds. So
yeah, so do a lot of Gayatri and do a lot of Shreem Brzee too, because the Shreem Brzee, he's resonating with that energy. So if your wealth consciousness needs to be built up, then do the Shreem Brzee practice all the time. You know, just do it with your mantras or just having it going in the back of your mind. And then as soon as he comes in, that will amp. It will just go, boom, it will explode as if, and it goes faster and faster, and it's there like a vibration in you. And you're not even saying the words, but Shreem Brzee is coming and you're going, whoa, that's cool. I don't have to turn it on. It's already cranked.
great. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you, Shweta.
Hi, Sucharita. This is Pranava again. I have a question. I'm a Aries moon sign. Is there anything that I should be in awe of since I'm an Aries something?
You're awesome. I think you're a Sweeney, right? Are you a Sweeney?
What's that?
Are you a Sweeney star?
Yes.
Ah, so that's great. You are associated with the sun because it's got the horses. The Ashwini are the horses, right? The twin positions. So they have a lot of healing energy or healing capacity. So you can align easily with the sun because the sun is represented, Surya is represented with the horses, right? So with that healing energy, because the sun heals, it makes everything to grow, it makes everything to be more intelligent. So Ashwini wants things to happen very fast. And the sun, when it sheds its light or shines its light into your moon, you can filter it beautifully. So you will be like a beautiful filter, and that will just filter out into everyone around you. So that healing energy, you're not a healer, you're that star energy comes in and it heals. So you can align with the sun in Aries by being that beautiful filter. Because the moon light comes from the sun.
Isn't that beautiful? Oh my God, I didn't
You
even
are
think that right
beautiful.
now. The moonlight comes from the sun. Oh my God, that's so simple, but you don't think about it. Okay, that is wonderful. That's the marriage.
There you go. So enjoy that healing energy coming through. You just stay open. You say, I'm just the vessel. I'm not a healer. I have the ability. This is my star light, shine bright. Okay, I'm going to be my highest divine self. So just pour it in, let it come through. I'll be that filter, and everyone will be able to handle it. They won't be burned by it.
Yeah, yeah. It feels like how you explain it, the Shiva Shakti
Yes.
energy. That's powerful.
And
that's like a cannon.
Great. And also Ketu is the overlord of Ashwini. So Ketu is that planetary influence. It's not a planet in and of itself. It's the tail of the snake. So it doesn't have a head. So it is very spiritual. So you have the ability to bring in a lot of spiritual energy. His overlord is Ganesha. So you can see all the connections to the sun, because Ketu, Ganesha, and the sun, they like to celebrate together on the same day, on Sunday. So the sun's energy, Ketu's energy, very spiritual, very intelligent. And then Ganesha, he's the most intelligent. He makes things happen very fast. He removes obstacles. So Ashwini, you have that ability to do that. You got to be doing more of your spiritual practices to invoke this descent into the earth plane, so you can be the filter for it. You can let it, spread out all around you. And you do that, Pranava. I'm just saying for people who have that star.
Yeah, yeah. Wow, thank you so much. I'm glad I asked. Okay. You made my day.
Oh, thank you.
I'm on my way in the car to a workshop, and I was so not wanting to disconnect from the call and kind of lagging behind. I'm a little late, but everything is in its order. I'm sure it'll start at 10 when I get there.
Absolutely. It'll all be divine time.
That's right.
Or you might just get there right on time and you're just like walking in.
Uh-huh.
I'm here.
Yeah, yeah.
Awesome. Pranava,
Okay.
have a great workshop.
Thank you. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Linda?
Is the 8th moon the best for, there is no 8th moon for Kaalabhairava. So somebody in the chat mentioned Saturn Hora, and then there's the Guru Hora. But can you add anything to that? What's the preferred Hora for Kaalabhairava?
Kaalabhairava, his Hora is, you can pray to him at 8 o'clock every night or 1 o'clock.
Do you know why 1?
There's a whole esoteric meaning around it, but that's a whole course. It's a specialty course, and you should be initiated into that. I'm not sure if we have it on Pillai Center Academy, but I think there might be some YouTube videos, so check it out. Maybe Dr. Pillai's put some free ones out there on Kaalabhairava. So that's what I'm saying, is that now that he's awakened into your consciousness, go explore Kaalabhairava, and then whatever you get, you get. But I would say for Horo every day, you can pray to him at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, 1 o'clock in the morning, or 8 p.m.
Or 8 a.m.?
Yeah, 8 a.m. Because see, Kaalabhairava's number is 8.
Okay. And you always have these great statues that we see. Like right now, I can see Dr. Pillai in the back, and you're holding up the Kaalabhairava statue and that. And I've asked before if they could make these statues for us to buy, and they just say no. And maybe you could control them to get some more statues available for us. We see the statues and we can't get them, and they just say no. But you've got clout that we don't have.
Well, it's a good, I have to wait too. I had to wait, I think I was saying to somebody, or maybe to these programs, last year, I think I had to wait 15 years for my Shiva Lingams to come. So I missed that opportunity. So the best way to get them, and why they don't just send them to you, is because this particular Kaalabhairava, he was not just energized in one ceremony. It was going on and on and on. I thought, why is he taking so long? And they said, oh, we're really energizing him. So they're not just objects that you pick off a shelf or get online. They are totally alive. When they're coming, you feel something is coming. So they have tremendous spiritual energy. So it makes sense that they wouldn't just have them as products that you can just purchase. This is the difference between Astrovet and other companies, is that the spiritual technology is alive.
No, I know they're all energized. That's why I bought them there instead of somewhere else. But like, take Dr. Pillai as an example. They have a birthday every year and they never come out with a statue. And I've asked them and it's just no. And then
it's because he doesn't want it. He did it because at that time, and why I have a statue is because at that time, he said, I'm going to give so many statues. The divine has said to me, you're allowed to give this many statues. And so then I don't know how many that even was. And I was on a waiting list for over 1.5 years, I think. And then it finally came. So we don't have control over, and we shouldn't have control over anything. So let go of the control, and then it will come to you really readily. And when you are ready to receive it as well. Because statues also, any sacred object, it needs a space that has a high vibration, and it is in a space that you're always going to be, bringing in consciousness from the divine, so like heaven on earth. So you have to look around in your space, look in your neighborhood and so on, and say, okay, what in this space, where are you going to be, what are you going to be doing here, right? So the divine will decide. It can be a beautiful neighborhood, it can be a bad neighborhood, but you're going to bring in the divine into that neighborhood, and it's going to be a battle, right?
Asking a question,
be up for that battle.
Asking a question is not being controlling. It's just asking a question because they can say no, and you're it's obvious you have no control because you can't change the no to a yes.
Right. I don't have any control.
Right. Nobody does. It's just asking a question. Like I ask them and they say no, and then I say, you have clout. Could you ask them? And you can say no.
I don't have it.
So
I don't have clout.
Just ask it.
And I don't want clout.
Well, you got it anyways. You're the teacher, not me.
Yeah. So, you have to explore that inside of yourself, why it is that you can't get the statue, and then be at peace with that.
No, when I'm told no, then that's fine. I'm not attached to it, but I don't have a problem asking. I think it's good to be proactive and not sit around waiting. Like Dr. Pillai always says, waiting's a waste of time. See, if you can ask a question, ask it.
Great. Thanks so much for asking, Linda.
Thank you.
Pierre, did you want to say something?
No, I don't want to say.
Oh,
I
okay.
just enjoy the meditation.
Oh, is this your first time? No, I think you've spoken before.
I've been here before.
Yeah. So how was the meditation? What did it do for you?
It was very good. It was very relaxing.
Oh, good.
And like you, I hardly slept any today, but it's okay.
And how do you feel?
The thing is, from last night, the fire lab, I was so awakened that I couldn't go to sleep. So, so it's like I'm still awake.
Great.
So,
Well, and that's what we want to get to that state, right, Biara, is that
mhm.
if we're not awake, if we don't know what that feels like, if we haven't challenged our sleepiness,
Yeah.
and we don't have to do anything to challenge our sleepiness, it just happens. We're awake. So it's a great testimony or a great example of how we limit our own selves by how we feel, you know. So but if we're in the space of the divine, our mind can go blah blah blah, but the divine will come in and say otherwise and make you to use your time and energy to keep filling up, because God only knows you're going to waste a lot of time in the week going to your job, doing whatever you're doing. Right? That's the karma. That's
Yes.
what we have to do. But to be in that state of divinity, fill ourselves up so that we have that in our space of our day as it rolls out in the rest of the week. So, and then we just have to top up our spiritual practice. So it's great to feel full and to keep going. And then when we're in our everyday life, we just have to do the mantras a little bit to keep that energy up.
Yes, that is correct.
Oh, well, thanks for sharing, Vera.
Mm-hmm.
Am I saying your name right?
Beta, like alpha
Beta,
beta.
Beta, Beta. Is it Spanish?
Yes, it's the pronunciation is Spanish, but I think my name is Portuguese.
Ah, Beta.
I don't know why they gave me that
What
name.
does it mean?
I don't know.
Oh, you have to look it up. It sounds beautiful.
So, it's like, I think it's a karmic thing, because it's like I have to correct people for my whole life, and they will say,
Okay, are
how to
you interested
pronounce
in
my
getting a new
name.
name?
Probably, but then people will say, "Oh, that's a strange name." I says, "No, I hear it every day." So it's not a strange name because I hear it every day.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. If you're interested, and it's like everyone on the spiritual path, if you want to challenge your karma and your name isn't giving you good energy or good results, or you're getting like people are not saying your name properly, and that kind of like, why? So there's some karmic thing going on. So what Dr. Pillai has offered through Astrovet is that you can apply for a name change. So you can submit an application and then get a name change. You don't have to change it into your legal name. You can just have it so that it's your spiritual name. And then if you ever get to see Dr. Pillai in person, you can go and ask him for a spiritual name. And then he will know at the level of the soul what it is. So Astrovid has a service where you can get a choice of 3 names that vibrate with your energy, your star, and everything. So you will feel more in alignment with that. Nobody has to know, just you. And then you just go and you do your life, and that energy of that being will come. Because Sucharita is not my legal name, my birth name. And I had another spiritual name before this, Durga. And those 2 names over the years with Dr. Pillai, they have brought a certain intelligence, a vibration, energy that has helped the people that I'm guiding. So it has an energy, it has an intelligence, it has some special quality that aligns with my soul's evolution. And he just said, okay, you're this. And then that energy came alive, and they're 2 completely different energies. And I was like, my God, this is wild. Like, how can that be? But I was that for so many years. And now this is, I think, going on 10 or 11 years with Sucharita. So, you know, everyone's name has an energy. And if if your name is not doing it for you, if it's not bringing in good karma, or if it's causing challenges or whatever, consider. I'm just saying, it's available.
Yeah. Well, the thing is that people can call me how you pronounce it. It's okay.
Yeah.
But the reason I didn't change it is because sound is very important. So, like for instance, my name is Beta, as compared to people say Byra. So you
Right.
see the difference between the sound.
Yeah.
It's totally different. And I don't like Byra, but I like Beta.
Oh, you like Beta. So you like your
Yeah.
your name.
Yes.
And
but,
everything's going good with you.
Yeah.
Great.
So it's the sound that I like.
Yeah. So maybe you're
Yeah.
good. I have to correct people all the time. Can people can't even say Sucharita. They say
Yeah.
Suchitra, they say Sukarita, they say all kinds of versions. I don't really pay attention. But if you're not happy with your sound, is what I'm saying. If you're not happy with how people are saying your name, then that's going to create a congested energy.
Yeah, it's like if I have a different name, but the sound agrees with what I want, then it's okay. You know what I mean? It is in the sound.
Yeah.
That you
resonate.
You are.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing. So so I can change my name to anything as long as the sound is right.
Right.
Yes, that's all.
Lovely.
I don't know if I make myself clear.
Yeah, you definitely do. And it's allowed the opportunity to share about this other service that Dr. Pillai has, because it has been very helpful for people. Even kids change their name once they understand that they align with the stars, because they were bullied, or, you know, their ability to study and learn and perform on tests and so on, it got totally shifted when they got a spiritual name, because that was more intelligent for them. And some kids kept the name, they changed it to their legal name.
Yeah.
And their parents had to be okay with it.
Yeah. My sister tells me, when people ask her, oh, she has a strange name, my sister will say, you know, there was this movie, she says, there can be only one. There was this movie called The Highlander where he was an immortal.
Oh, okay.
And in order for them to be immortal, there can be only one.
Yeah.
So they had to kill the other immortals. So that's what she used to say. There can be only one. That's what my sister used to tell me.
Aw, Beta, you are.
Well, anyway, that's all I wanted to say.
Aw, thank you so much for sharing.
Okay.
And for correcting me. And you may have to do it in the future, although I will do my best to remember. Beta.
Remember alpha, beta.
Beta.
Like alpha, beta.
Oh, it's a T. Is it a light T?
Well, it's pronounced like a T.
Okay,
but that's the closest I can get it to the English version of my name.
Okay, so I'm going to take out the
beta.
R, I and R. I'm going to just put B.
I would say that my name is an optical illusion.
Sorry?
Like my name is an optical illusion.
That's great. You have a lot of sunlight in you, because the sound, the R and the A, the Ra, that's the sign, that's the sun. And then Be is like light. Ba, ba. So you have a lot of light.
Maybe that's why I like that sound.
Yeah, maybe.
Like, maybe I should find another name with a RA on it.
Maybe. There's lots of names to choose from.
All right.
Check it out.
I'll go to the Astroved and see.
Yeah, just check it out for fun. You know, like you just see and explore and say, oh my God, I feel good with that. I like that. And you will like it because it's aligned with your stars, with your planets. So don't just do astrology as a separate study. Use yourself as your own study and see how you feel with this new name.
Oh, okay, cool. Thank you.
All right, God bless.
Good.
Hi, Sucharita.
Hi, sunshine.
Could you, thank you, everything you did today and all your wisdom. Thanks again for sharing it with us. Can you share a little bit about this Nikambala that they're doing tomorrow?
Yeah, Nikambala is a very powerful fierce form of the goddess. So she will come and destroy. If you have not been able to get rid of negativity, because people will send you negativity. It's their personality that just tends to just jab your light. And they want to take your light, or they want to destroy your light. They can't destroy it, of course. But that jabbing and stabbing or hidden, it's hidden. It causes you to be in pain. And you're like, why I have this spirit? It's like a spiritual pain, because it is. And then it creates obstacles in your career path or obstacles in relationship and so on. It's all shared on Astrovet or Pillai Center. But she's the fierce form, and you can't bring her out all the time. It has to be at a certain planetary alignment where this time frame can support that tremendous, energy coming in. And it makes sense because it's like right around the sun transit. So it really wants to, make your sun to shine bright. But if you're constantly being bombarded by negativity, you need the help of the goddess. Does that help?
Yes. And when you said powerful and you put your hands up by your face, you turned all into violet light.
Oh,
like
wow.
you're bringing it in. Yeah, I know. I love your meditations, and you're always channeling these beings, and I can feel it. So even like I tell you, I'm so busy and I'm doing stuff, and I can feel it. So I really appreciate that blessing you bestow upon us when you do these meditations.
Oh, well, that's thanks to Dr. Pillai. I'm just, trying to be as clear as possible.
Yeah, divine channel. So thank you for clearing yourself and channeling, his teachings, and it's a blessing for us. So all that you do to keep yourself clear, to bring that into us, I really appreciate that.
Oh, thank you so much. And here's the thing, Sunny, and everybody else, is that when we recognize that which we see or feel or experience in others, it's in us. So acknowledge that in you.
Thank you.
You would not be aligned with that, or you would not see, or you would not experience unless you were making your efforts to do that as well for yourself. So God bless you, mom of how many kids?
2.
2, and they're so busy, and you're just able to log on, and that's such an inspiration for so many people. So thank you for being a wonderful teacher and inspiration for everybody who's listening.
Thank you. I have another question.
Yeah.
Having a beautiful meditations, a couple of beautiful meditations, like beyond what I've had before, and then something comes in, a person that I don't know, but it's like a symbol, and it was so intense. And and then it stopped or whatever. I was like, no, this is serious. And then I went back to sleep, and then the same thing happened, but like with somebody else, and it was really like, like the divine is telling me, like, this is here, what do I do to get rid of that?
Yeah, so what you can do is I have a small copper veil that it's not very big. It's not as big as the long one, the silver one. But I sleep with this under my pillow, or a rudraksha, like the beads. You can have your beads under your pillow. So, or a lemon, if you can get these
thought that
pretty small, right? The key lines.
I think it's like more of a message. It's like telling me someone, I think I know, like some, like there's something like, how do I keep from whatever they're trying to do, you know?
Yeah, that's it.
So like,
you use this technology, and
yeah.
and just if it's a good message and it's still a little bit scary, you can still do this, because where the scariness is coming from inside, right? So you want to get rid of that
Can
energy.
I say, should I just say what it is? Like some, you know, it's like
Please.
beautiful. Okay. Beautiful, positive, like,
Oh,
you know, Shreem Brzee, you know, everything, not Shreem Brzee, but like everything, like just like beautiful, you know, everything going, and then right in the middle, someone steps in and there was a gun in my face.
okay. So that is a dark force, and that can be like evil eye or black magic, they call it. It can be, you know, somebody that you may know or may not know, but for whatever reason, they've come across in this lifetime, and they may have actually wanted to shoot you. I had that in a naughty. It said I was going to be harmed by a weapon and dead. And so I went to India, did my naughty, got my remedies done. And I remember feeling that feeling before I went, like somebody's watching me. And I'm not paranoid, but I just felt scared all the time where I was going. And then when I saw it show up in the naughty, I was like, oh my God, there it is. And it actually said she will be shot with a deadly weapon. And I was like, how does this get written 35,000 years ago or whenever in the sages? But that was the time that this karma was going to be delivered. So good for you, it's in your dream, so you can get rid of it in your dream. So you just take your weapons in your dream. These are way more powerful than that silly little gun.
So it was in my meditation, right?
Okay.
So I'm having a, you know, ever since I've done, you know, gotten into the whole Shreem Brzee program, holy cow, things are like, you know, and so everything's going wonderful. And then all of a sudden I'm like, oh my God, I'm not kidding. And then, you know, that comes in my face, and it happened quite a few months ago, like I think when we first started, and then now, and then when that happened, when I did it, I was like, oh my God. You know, I wrote it down or whatever. And then I went to sleep and put something on, you know, put a mantra on in my, while I was sleeping. And then it was somebody else like watching with, you know, across the park with a gun. So it's like, how can I, you know, it's like real, like obviously there's somebody, I feel it's like somebody or whatever in my end. So I just don't know how to clear that, whatever they're trying to do, how would I clear it?
Yeah, you won't be able to do it. If this isn't working and it's not, then you might have to do something stronger. So that's what I went to the naughty. I was like, why am I feeling this paranoia? And why am I seeing these war type, you know, kinds of things going on? So, you know, get the naughty. If you haven't gotten your naughty, you should get your naughty reading.
Okay, so so if I don't have the funds to allocate for that $700, you know, naughty reading, you're saying just to use the veil while I'm doing.
Yeah, and start putting it away. Start putting, you know, $10, $20, and when your time comes, you will get it. So you have to put the seed money. You have to plant it. This is for my naughty. Okay, so
I take the veil. Should I just keep doing it every hour now, like you're saying, and like think about that, like think about what I saw and just keep putting it in there?
No, don't think about it. No. You
don't
think, now you know it's there. You want to get rid of it. So in your if it's coming in your meditations or coming in your sleep or just coming randomly, then you're just doing this. So you just in your meditation, before you start your meditation, you do the veil, or you hold on to a line.
Okay.
You know, you just, yesterday I had one of those days, I was like, what the heck is this? It was not stopping. It was just persisting, and all these negative thoughts of the past, people that I've resolved, you know, challenges with over the years, their energy was coming of the past, not who they are today, because I'll talk to them, everything's fine. But it's this residual, the karma is so strong to want you to trip up. So you have to be totally alert. And so it was just one of those days where it just didn't clear until the fire lab, and then that cleared it. So I woke up today and I was like, I don't have that, yay, you know, but I didn't go, oh man, this is so terrible. I was just jabbing limes all day and pouring milk on the Shiva Lingam.
Oh, okay.
And playing Tirni Lakantam. Tirni Lakantam is always playing in one of the rooms.
Okay. And then with Kaalabhairava, would that help too?
Yeah. Kala means time. So Kala, we're going to give everyone a lesson here. Kala, and then Bhai means light. Ra means fiery light and empowers you like Rama. You know, it has that royalty that I am the winner. And then Va means to get here now. It also means the goddess. So Kala, time, Bhairava. So you just can say it, Kaalabhairava. Okay. Or Kaalabhairava. Or you can even just say Bhairava, 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 Bhairava. You're asking that intelligent being to come in. You're already in time. So you're saying Bhairava. Just zap. And then also a good mantra for any kind of those dark forces. You know, ghouly things or guns or, you know, things like that. You want to cut back on those kinds of movies. I don't know if your kids are watching them or you're watching them or whatever. Just take yourself out of that, because maybe you might immerse as we're evolving spiritually, we're going to just take in consciousness, whether it's real or not.
Yeah, so, I never do that. Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
So I'm just saying it's an opportunity to share with other people too, because that might be coming in and you don't realize it. You went to a scary movie or you went to, you know, cops and robber show, and all of a sudden you're starting to feel paranoid. You know, it's because you've absorbed it on the big screen. So it's not your reality, nor is your thing your reality. It's just coming from some lifetime where, or this lifetime, it's showing up and it's giving you a sign that, hey, you know, you got to combat this. So whom fat, H-O-O-M-P-H-A-T, whom fat is also a good nuclear warhead to, you know, it's like bringing a knife to a gunfight, bringing a gun to a nuclear warhead fight, you know, you're going to win. Not you, the divine.
Okay. Yeah, because when I learned when I do my my meditations, I always have that playing on my phone, so nothing can come in.
Yeah, and then too, if you have the mantra Sharaba mantra, have that playing. That helped me a lot. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I just wanted to share an experience I was excited about. Can I share it?
Yeah.
I went to the zoo 2 weeks ago with my kids, and my daughter wanted to go see the gorillas, and I'm like, oh, there's none here, but there were monkeys, and they just fed them at the end of the day when we were leaving. And you did this, like I said, like you're such a beautiful channel. You cleared yourself, and you brought in Hanuman.
Uh-huh.
And so I go, and then usually I wouldn't pay attention, but the way they set it up, they fed them, and it was at hip level, so you can watch them. You can watch them eat. So after you did that beautiful meditation, you know, months ago, I think when it was his birthday, and you channeled that energy, I was able to do what I needed at the impossible at the end of the day. I was like, oh, Sucharita. So when I went there, I was like, you know what, just like popped in my mind, I'm going to say, I'm like, because then I researched after you did that beautiful meditation and it worked. I researched, and then I saw, oh, that monkey thing with the monk and the monkey and Hanuman. So I said, when I looked at him, I was like, oh, I wonder, you know, I said the name in my mind. I was like, you know, I said his name, and then all of a sudden this monkey comes over and shows me the mouth and teeth. I was like, oh. So then the kids and my husband and kids, they're like going, and it stopped, and then he came back, so they're like, oh, we want to play or whatever, and it didn't. The monkey went away, and then I said the name again, and then the monkey came back over to me and I was like, oh, I knew. And then I'm like, in my head, I was like, oh my goodness, why was this shown to me? Why was this shown to me? You know, because you want to do something. Thank you for the blessing. What can I do with this? And then I got, oh, it's to let you know it's real, sunshine. You know, let you know it's real. So then, of course, my husband, he doesn't know. I don't tell anyone anything. My husband's like, oh, so wow, that monkey was showing the attack to you. I was like, that was not attack. Like I felt it. I was standing there. So then, of course, after you have a great experience, doubt, like he says. So I was like, oh, did the monkey see something in me? Was it negative? Whatever. So I looked up the specific monkey name, go onto Google, looked up that the faces that they make, and it had one, and it was the screaming face, and it described everything, the gums and everything. And that was like, for, attack. But it had the silent one. It was silent, and it said submissive and friendliness. So I proved it again to myself. So I was so thankful for that blessing. And I was like, look, they're real. Because, coming from my Catholic background and everything, sometimes I'm like, but then Dr. Pillai talks about Jesus. I'm like, okay, I'm in the right place. It's okay. It's okay. And so it was just letting me know it was real. And all I thought is, I can't wait to tell Sucharita. I can't believe it.
Well, it's so good, Sunny, that you're sharing that, and I'm so happy because we need to see the signs in our life. It's one thing to have our own little experience, and we're all in our own little self in our world, and we can't really share with our spouse or kids, because we want to be like, okay, normal. But then on the spiritual path, everything goes. Anything goes. So why do we want to say, oh no, that's not real? It's because it's real. So how to know it's showing up in our life is by these signs. So, and it's very timely. So again, you were empowered, and it was the time to go and experience that being in real life.
And thank you for, thank you for all that you do here, because, you create such a sacred space. And I used to hear other people when I was on years ago, and I would hear, and I wouldn't doubt it. I would know, but I just didn't think that experience was for me. So if anyone's listening that's new, I started 10 years ago, and this stuff like this, I would just listen to other people happening. And it wasn't until I joined the Shreem Brzee program that my relationships and everything, and I finally listened to what they said, the lime and the milk and stuff. I wasn't doing that. So it took me 10 years. I got into the Shreem Brzee and really followed the program and followed, our beautiful goddesses, Sucharita, that's teaching us, and the empowerments. And it wasn't until now that stuff like that started for me. So just so, for anyone new that's listening, for them, it's going to happen.
It will happen, and thank God for you sharing. Nice.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Have a blessed day. Thank you for your blessings.
Oh, you too. Thank you so much, honey. Enjoy your day with the kids and your hubby. Yeah, somebody there?
Yeah, Sucharita, how are you? It's Lada.
Oh, Lada, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Are you going to New York?
I am.
Yay!
I'm so excited. I'm a bit of a basket case running around, but I got to share this experience. I was kind of holding back, and then I thought you said something like we should share. Last time I used my passport was when I went to Guru Purnima last year. And when I was in San Diego, when they were selling the Shreem Brzee products, I used up my last penny, and some went on credit card, and I bought everything I wanted to bring, and I came back and I was happy and all that. Anyway, finally I take my passport out because I'm getting ready now, organizing things. And I find 3 $100 bills in my passport bag. But you know what?
Now that's a sign.
Well, you know what? I hadn't paid my house insurance, and I've been it was overdue, and I'm pushing it away thinking, well, I have to go to New York now. So it's almost like the goddess is like a mother to me, she gets the whip out, like, are you gonna leave the country without having house insurance,
Yeah.
So I don't know where these 3 $100 bills came from. Had I known it was there, I would have been long gone.
There you go. See,
So I'm
the divine is showing you when to do the thing at the right time.
I know. So I went and paid my house insurance. And now I have peace of mind. I'm going to New York next week.
Yay! Well, enjoy, Lata. You're going to have an amazing experience.
Thank you. Yeah, the dates were given in my Nadi reading.
Beautiful.
The dates specifically from April 14 to May 15. I will be in presence of my guru, and something special will happen. I couldn't believe it, and I thought, wow, you know. So yeah, that part is coming true. You're awesome. You're so beautiful. You're a goddess. I love you so.
Lata, you too.
Are you coming?
We never know. We don't know.
Can't wait to have a hug from you.
Well, have an amazing journey and make sure that you do lots of gums to make it smooth and so you don't feel like a basket case.
So many things are coming to me. Like I get 2 free programs because I've been learning Sanskrit, and I've learned so much about Ganesha and Shiva and Parvati, and it's just when I'm in a state, something will come up, like Ganesha in his on his vehicle, which is the mouse. Some negative energy gets him into the space, and it shows that Ganesha is with his vehicle is stuck. And then Ganesha says to the mouse, he calls him Musha. He says, Musha, take my name. And Musha is like, oh Lord, I cannot take your name, you know, like you are my Lord, like you are the God. And he scolds him. He says, Musha, take my name. And then Musha says, Sri Ganesha, Sri Ganesha. As soon as Musha says Sri Ganesha, which is his vehicle, the mouse, they both come out of this negative energy and they come back down to earth. So then there are other deities, they chant this mantra, Vignara Ganesh, Sri Ganesha. So if you're ever in any trouble, you want any negativity to cut through, you just say I wrote it down. It's Vignaharta Sri Ganesha.
Oh, Vignaharta. Okay.
Yeah, just Vignaharta Sri Ganesha. So, and then this other program I watch is Shirdi Baba. And this lady, she's in a state all the time, like her husband doesn't believe in Shirdi Baba. And every time she says, Ramakrishna Hari, and Shirdi Baba almost just appears in front of her.
Wow.
So just when I start losing faith or I get in a state, like the universe has a way of showing me things. Hey, things can happen. You know, you can cut through all this. So yeah, I'm nervous, I'm excited, and you know, traveling is no fun. I'm going via Toronto, and I don't like that route, but that is the route that I'm going. But so I'll be there. I hope you'll be there too.
Yeah. Well, have an amazing journey and safe flight, and maybe we'll see you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for sharing, Lata.
Have a fun day. Bye.
This is how we know the divine. We're out of control. We do what we do, but then if something isn't happening, like the insurance getting paid, you still have to have that in your consciousness. We have to be responsible. And then the divine says, oh, here you go. And then you go and do that. You don't take it for spending money and buy clothes or whatever it is that you want to do.
Amazing.
Because it came out of nowhere, right? So it is the divine always protecting.
I know. Thank you.
Okay, great sharing. Somebody is saying, when you spoke about influences coming and karma showing up, also connected to an expression of physics, a force pushing or moving in one direction, is it up against the same or equal force in the other? Okay, so who is this? Fran. Let's forget about energy. Let's forget about forces. let's forget about the karma, what goes around comes around, right? We've all heard that. What the heck? How does that work? We're all energy. So the energy story is already there. So what happens in this energy, this force field, this moment, because that's what we have. We don't have the past, it's gone. We don't have the future, it hasn't happened. So all we have is this eternal moment. So this eternal moment can be karmic, in that we will just do what we did in the past, or maybe we'll hope for something that hasn't happened in the future. So that's thought. And we will bring that thought into this eternal moment. And then we will say, well, I'm trying to challenge my karma. No, you're not. You just brought the same thought. So karma is thought. So whatever you're thinking right now, grab on to higher vibrating thoughts. Grab on to love. Grab on to high self-esteem. Grab on to I am wealthy. Grab on to I am healthy. Grab on to I am wise. Grab on to I am a winner. Grab on to those kinds of English words or whatever language you speak, but then go beyond that. Get beyond those thoughts, which are karmic. Go beyond and vibrate with the being who has winner's consciousness, with the being who has wealth consciousness, with the being who is bright and vital. Okay? So those mantras, those beings are going to take you out of karma. So karma is thought. So what are you thinking? It's not a force. It's not a pushing and a pulling. It's an empowerment. It's an energization. Because when you think of a force, it's like a push or a pull, right? It's like there's a conflict, there's opposing forces. So it's a struggle. And that's why we get tired. And that's why we don't want to stay on our spiritual path. So if you understand, if you're under someone standing on top of you who has bigger feet and more divine, as in Kaalabhairava maybe, or any other being, they are going to be with you. They're going to bring that intelligence into you. So it's an empowerment. You just log on. No force is necessary. If you are, then, then you are misusing karma. You're not understanding karma. You're just doing the same thing as you've done or will do. Because how can you change if you're just going to be the same? Does that help at all, friend? Did you have a happy birthday last week? Name change. Thank you, Bhairavi. We have Bhairavi, who is Judy Engel here on chat. Bhairavi is her date. You should be celebrating this as your birthday every month. I just had that thought. So that thought didn't come from me, came from a high being. And that high being is Lord Bhairava, Kaalabhairava, saying, oh, who's Bhairavi? And Bhairavi's like that. She will just pop up. She will shed light. When you meet her in San Diego, everyone who is going to San Diego, Bhairavi's going, she will just embrace you. You will be so full of joy. If you don't know what joy is, and you don't know what light is and happiness is, go hug Bhairavi or just be in her presence. She is that Kaalabhairava Shakti, because Bhairavi is the feminine version of Kaalabhairava. So she just will make you have a good time, a light time, a happy time. You'll just want to be smiling. You'll want to feel light. You won't even know why. So thank you, Bhairavi, for posting the name change link for those people who are interested in exploring a name change and energy that comes with that. Because Bhairavi, she has that energy and that has come alive in her. She has been that way as Judy, but then this energy just comes and is like, wow, hi, Marty! And you feel so good. So Fran has shared something about Beta's name. So go check it out, Beta. It's beautiful. It's on chat. I'm a novice. Can we learn Sanskrit online at Dr. Pillai Center? Not that I know of. Not that I know of. Can learn Sanskrit though, Google it. Fran has said, oh yes, I agree. I just heard you mention that you need to be prepared as when a person is traveling, that they need to be prepared for issues that may come up because the challenge or resistance could be there. Yes, chanting to keep it clear. Yeah, so that's what it is. The karma is coming, and I will do that too because I'll have my first, oh, I have to travel. So then these thoughts come to me, okay, this might happen, this might happen, this might happen, but how is your energy around it? You're not stressed out. You're just going, oh, I need to do this if this happens. Oh, I need to check this if this happens. I need to put my passport here if this happens. The astrologer told me, be careful. When you're traveling, you might get your things stolen. Oh, I need to buy little locks. You know, like you just will be a different way in your life. Your being will be different. Your life will be the same. And so what? Sometimes, you know, there might be a delay, but then you get off the plane and then there's Dr. Pillai right there in the hotel and you're rushing, which I've done too. I'm like, oh man, I probably missed the first thing. And then I see him in the coffee shop and he's like, come on over, buy me a Starbucks. And then I have my own little private meeting with him and I'm all stressed out, you know, because I was late. And then he's like, no, you're right on time. So that's why I'm saying you can prepare for anything in life, but the divine is going to decide how it all rolls out, because it's also, if there are delays or if there are obstacles, there's something that you need to learn about yourself. So that's why I say do your meditations to get the mantras in you so that you're not being yourself and you can just be the mantra, be the being. And then things will go smoothly. Hopefully. Don't hold me to it because I don't know what your karma is. You might say, oh yes, I'm doing it, but then deep down inside you want to sabotage yourself. Oh my God, that's a great one, right? So can't control that thing either. You just got to keep working at it. Yeah, Eva's saying the course of Sanskrit in Pillai Center would be infused with the divine energy though, better than regular course. There are courses, the light body courses have some components of the Sanskrit sounds. But Dr. Pillai, I don't think he would ever do something academic because he doesn't believe in that. He's like, you know, you just need this. You just do the mantra, do this, and have this understanding of it because it's going to unlock what it needs to unlock. Having academic knowledge or theoretical knowledge is bondage. It binds you to be limited. You just get stuck in that world and then you don't experience, you don't feel, you don't. So having yes, you can do Sanskrit, learn it. But his thing is to, even his wife said, I'm going to go take Sanskrit. He said, okay, go take it. Right? God bless you, Vasanta. So this knowledge that comes is not of the learning, it's unlearned. So we have some capacity or framework to receive it, but it goes beyond that. So it goes like the Bible or any sacred text that you read. You just want to read it, but you want to go into it. You want to dive in to the energy of it or the blessings that are coming from it. Yeah, Eva. Yeah, try out the light body courses. There's a bunch of them. And there could have been another one. If you want to send me an email, Eva, then I will Yeah, so Fran is asking, I'm just saying that now. So if anyone wants to have a session, like a one-to-one, then what you do is you send me an email, sutrita@plycenter.com. I'll send you a link, and then you can go to the link and choose whether you want to talk to me for 30 minutes, an hour and a half, depending on what your situation is. And then we will schedule a time slot that works for both of us, because everybody's in different places around the world, different time zones. So send me an email first, and then I'll, ask me your question, and it might be just a quick call, so we could just do that. That's fine. But if you want to have like an in-depth, here's what you can do in your life. These are different options. Here's what I see about your situation. Here's what Dr. Pillai would recommend. Because I've been doing this for so many years, and I'm always involved in how the programs are rolling out and the services. So I could recommend whatever it is that is in your budget, because we never want you to blow your budget. We want you to be less stressed. Yeah. So just, send an email, and then we'll go from there.
Sucharita?
Sucharita.
Hi, I have a few questions. I was wondering, well, you spoke about the Devi time, Nikumba.
Yes.
So Nikumbala Pratyangida Devi.
Yeah.
So she the counterpart with Narsimha, who Narsimha's birthday is coming up at the end of the month. Also, are they? She's the Devi and she's the Shiv Shakti combination.
That's a little bit different. Like Narasimha, his birthday is coming up. He's a form of Vishnu, right?
Right.
So this Nikumbala Pratingare, she's a form of Kali, like that would be more associated with, well, she does have a lion though, but I think she's more associated with Shiva. She would be the counter, the female version of a fierce form of Shiva.
Okay.
She's a fierce form of Durga,
Right. Okay, got it. Yeah, because Narsimha also removes like intense, like negativity as she does as well, right? So I wasn't sure if they were counterparts. So, okay.
Yeah. It says here, Goddess Pratingari Devi they're performing the 6 priest grand fire ceremony, and it's to receive her blessing. So it is the goddess Pratingari. So Pratingari is a form of Kali. So that's again, it's a great one, because Kali is Kala. She's time. She's the Shakti who just destroys negativity. But you have to be careful with propitiating Kali, because she will make you just to want to destroy everything in your life. So you always want to do propitiate Kali under the guidance of Dr. Pillai. And during these Astravid services, then okay, this is a perfect time when all the celestial bodies are in alignment with that, and they're holding the space for this strong energy to come in and just root out negativity and then go back. Not because when you read the mythology about Kali, she will not stop. And so she just has, she's associated with a lot of blood because she's killing all these demons in the mythology. Mm-hmm. So she just wants blood. And then it's so bloody all over the place that you can't tell the good guys from the demons. So then Lord Shiva has to step in, and he has to actually lie down. And she just comes over him and she goes, "Oh my God, oh my Lord, I can't kill you," because she recognizes that she's out of control. So, this Nikambala, he's the son of Ravana, who was who we propitiated, or who we talked about when we propitiated Rama, when we did the royal power of Rama ceremony where his birthday was just at the end of Navaratri, I think it was, spring Navaratri. And so Ravana is the demon king. He ruled at that time. So she has to come in and get rid of the sun. So Nikambala is the son of Ravana from the Ramayana. And he worshiped this ferocious goddess to gain victory over Indra. Oh, I see. Yes, okay. So what happened is the gods and the demons are always fighting. And so Indra, he's the king of heaven. And he doesn't want, he's always worried. Okay, who's going to take over my throne, right? So he's always being challenged. It's a never-ending story. He doesn't get to rule with just sitting there and doing nothing. Someone has to challenge him. So the son of Ravana was a great worshiper of Lord Shiva. So he wasn't a bad guy in that sense, on the spiritual sense, because he just had a duty to fulfill on the earth plane, and that was to be the guy who the Rama would kill. And then that was the story of the Ramayana. So the son, Nikambala, of this Ravana guy, he wants to take over, he wants to win over the throne from Lord Indra. So this Pratingari Helma, he calls on this goddess to get that boon. Just like Shiva gave the boon to Ravana to reign for some time until it was too much. Then, so if you're calling on Pratingari, even if you've done the worst things in life, and you made the most mistakes, or you're just so, you can't fight your own negativity and you're just tired of it, like negativity around you or negativity within you, it's coming from ancestors, whatever, then she will give you that energy to destroy all that. And she removes it. So we used to do these homas here in Toronto, this dried red chilies, when they're dipped in neem. This neem is, as you would know, Shweta, it's a very healing leaf. It's a very healing medicine in Ayurveda. So when it's dipped in that, it will remove negativities and evil eye, and then bless you with victory, power, authority. So remember, the divine looks on the earth plane and it sees this play of opposites: good, bad, right, wrong, good guy, bad guy. If the good guy is praying to God, the God is just saying, oh, you're getting my attention. So then they're just blessing, right? So like that, Pratingari is a goddess, a warrior goddess who will help to win over anything, including the seat of Rama, or including the seat of Indra. It'll help with relationships. So somebody who was asking about, I can't win over my relationships, participate in these kinds of things. This will also help you out. So it gives the different offerings, and this is all the science, the spiritual science, the technology that does the trick, because we can't do this. Even if we had all these items, we wouldn't know what chant to say. We wouldn't know when to do it. We wouldn't know how to do it, and we would be bombarded by the negative forces because they wouldn't want us to do it, right? So does that help answer your question? Shweta?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I was wondering, with the sun in Aries with the new year, I mean, apart from obviously getting a consultation, which unfortunately the person that I would like it with, she's super booked before the new year. But so would we look at on our own birth chart? Because obviously where sun in Aries is, it's going to be, there'll be different influences on each of our charts, right? On how this new year impacts each of us. And so would we just kind of look at which house our sun is in more? Or what Aries, where Aries is placed in our charts?
Yeah, so if you look in your own chart, then you can see where your sun is.
Right.
Don't worry about Aries so much. Just look at where your sun is. You already know sun in Aries is going to be exalted. It's going to make you to want to pay attention to your person, your personality, your physical appearance. your vitality, your ability to hit the ground running, to be a leader in life. Like all those energies will come, but where is your sun is what you want to look at and see how that is going to be affected by this strong energy that's coming in.
So we look at where the sun is in which nakshatra?
Where is it in your chart? Which sign? Which box?
It's all the way on the front. If I'm looking at the South Indian chart, it's the top row all the way at the end.
So it's on the top right-hand corner?
Yes, the very top.
So is there Gemini?
Yeah, the sign is Gemini.
Yeah. So that sun in Gemini, it has the ability to see two different points of view. It can also do two different things. So you might have two different businesses. You might work with your hands or do things with your hands, like healing energy. You might do, you know, your work with your hands very well. You communicate both sides. So in your business and what you do, it's the sun is your soul. That's your soul's journey. You're going to get expressed through Gemini. So just understand that as the sun is moving through Aries, the couple signs before that, it's going to be hitting, it's going to be shedding light on you. So it's going to be throwing light very nearby. It's not like you're down in the other corner.
Awesome. Great. Yeah, that's helpful. That's because I was like, you know, well, people for just as a empowerment tool, you know, yes, the sun and Aries, but like as an individual, we're empowered with the app, right? And we have our birth there, or we all have it, but it's like, how can we make better use of it? Obviously, it's best to get a consult, but we can do little things and get better insights just by looking at our chart in this way, which is why I asked the question. So,
yeah, and the chart, if you just, okay, the sun, what's the sun doing? Just look at the chart. I don't know anything about this chart, but it looks pretty close to where it is, like where it's going to be exalted. So it's shining, you know, shining right there. Not that it's going to shine, it's not going to shine on other places in the chart, but you're pretty close.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you. Great. And I had a quick question around the herbs, because all the Nambu herbs are amazing. And there, I have a box sitting here, which
are you going to buy it?
Well, it's here for, because I'm helping coordinate the event on New York City. So, you know, I'm just kind of one of the helpers. And so the box came and I'm like, oh my God. So I sent a message saying I'm breaking it open. And I need to test it out anyway, the payment and all the logistics anyway, which I'm responsible for.
Right.
So my question is, you know, I'm going to start taking it now, today. And, you know, I think Shreem Brzee and the Enlightenment formula, because they're all relevant in different ways. And Ayurvedically, I can have better insights on my own things. But, you know, in lieu of, you know, the new year, and also being with being with Babaji and things, like I feel possibly those two would be better choices, I guess. Enlightenment formula and Shreem Brzee, with, I feel, whatever I'm experiencing. And but I didn't know if you had any insights or suggestions for people who are, yes, especially going to the live event.
Yeah, well, probably Nambu herself will be there. Someone will be there to share more about it. But what I can share about the Nambu herbs, I take them all. And I wouldn't live without them, because they are the energy of the god. They are the energy of the goddess. So that's another way of being in alignment with it with no thinking. You're taking it in because it's the vibration. It's not just turmeric or Eclipta alba or Tulsi. You know, it's not on a shelf in a health food store. This has been energized. It has secretive mantras. Even if you know the mantra, you don't know the secret behind the mantra and how it gets expressed in the capsules of the herb. So when I take it or I don't take it, if I say, for example, I'm working all night long and I don't know what day is night and night is day, and I don't know if I took my herbs or not. So how I will know is my energy. My energy level will go down. So that keeps you in an elevated state such that when you do your mantras, it's so easy. And your spiritual practices, everything is smooth. And then also, because those two in particular, Shweta, they carry karma busting elements. So not just attracting wealth or giving you the light body, they bust karma. So you are ingesting a karma buster. You don't have to say a word. You just pop the pill and it's in you. And you will feel that force field around you that nothing, you know, dark forces or people might, you know, try to take your light or, you know, mess you up, and you just go, anyway, I eat it, drink it, sleep it. So good luck with that, everyone over there who's doing that, you know, and you can feel when people's energies are coming on you. So all healers and people in the healing industry, people who have that healing energy coming through them, they are exposed to these forces. So it is very important. Or even if you're in business, oh my God, it's so competitive. I know so many people who sit at, you know, the big business meetings around the table, and everybody's like shooting everybody energetically, and it's just horrible. But they love it because it's like a war. It's the war room. They even call it the war room. Okay, whatever turns your crank. But anyways, so people who are on the spiritual path, they're very intelligent. They want to have their job, but they can't stand these meetings. So they start taking the herbs, and they go in the meetings, they're writing mantras, they're saying mantras, they're relaxed, you know, and everything happens, and everybody else is battling away, and they're just like, oh, I'm in a movie, you know? So they do so much to raise your vibration and hold you at that high vibration, whether you're doing your spiritual practices or not, to the extent that you would like to or have the ability to, right? So the Nambu herbs for me has been that, and also healing. It's very healing. So keeps your brain alert, keeps the karma away, that thinking pattern that you can't break through. You're taking the herbs and it's breaking it through. So, and then there's herbs to keep you, you know, love and grace, to open the chakras. So there's the herbs actually work at the physical level, but they also work at the spiritual level, which you can't always measure because nobody has the tool to measure it. You know, it's your own experience. So when you take in those herbs that activate all the chakras, yeah, you can do Om Namah Shivaya, think it, zing, it's already gone, it's already done, because you're ingesting it, and they're going, hey, that's my cue, right?
So if you're taking all of them, like,
and Shreem Brzee is your cue.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's great. If you're taking all of them, I mean, how are you taking them?
Well, again,
are you going through the more of the chakra alignment and aligning it with the day or with power times?
You can do that. I'm the type of person where I have so much going on in my day, I just pop them all. I'm done.
Okay.
Even Nambu goes, oh my God, you take them all at once? And I was living with her for a night or two in India this time, and she goes, you're taking them all at once? I went, yeah, I have to, because then you know, she goes, oh my God, I couldn't, you know. So her sensitivity is different. Like mine is an all or nothing kind of personality. So hers is more exploratory.
Right. Yeah.
So if yours personality is like that, do it that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel it. If it's all, I feel it. If it's nothing, I feel that I have to take it, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Cool. Great. Thank you.
Yeah. No hard and fast rules, Shweta. You know that by now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I love you, sister.
Likewise. Thank you so much.
Well, thanks so much for helping out. It's such a pleasure, and I'm sure it feels good too, right? That you can be in service.
Yeah, and I want to bring in more creativity versus bare bones. Like, so I want to really try to get everyone gold chocolate coins. Just fun things at the same time. So we'll see what gets approved or not. But we'll see. Yeah. So we're gonna have beyond just obviously what happens right at a live person gathering, but how do we enhance or support the experience for people more? In whichever ways we can. I feel that's important to me. So
absolutely. Well, I'm sure that you're going to bring a lot of love, a lot of joy, a lot of fun and playfulness. So whatever you bring, that's going to be impacting the whole place. So thank you for doing that.
Yeah, no, let's see. Yeah. Thank you so much for everything.
All right, Shweta. Okay, so Karen is asking, can you tell us if the herbs will be at normal cost? Usually when we go to events, that's when to get them. That's when I load up. I load up twice a year, one at Guru Purnima and one at India. And even if I don't go, I ask for someone to bring it back, or I get it at that price point. Because it's, generally speaking, it's a good idea for the stock to be there. And then you can load up for 6 months at a time. Oh, Shweta's saying buy 3, get 1 free. Awesome. So there you go, right? Yeah, and then Dia's saying the newsletter on Astrabit about Pratingari Devi. Yeah, that's what I was reading. Oh no, I wasn't reading the newsletter. I was actually reading the store post. But so there's a newsletter there, quick guide it says. Thanks, Dia. So did I answer everyone's questions on the chat? Because I think, well, we're well over. I always make faces because we do have a good time here, though. We do get a lot done, and a lot of people get to answer their questions. Now I'm justifying time. So I tend to work in a divine time kind of way, where this service is so precious for everyone, because not always can we get the knowledge that we need in that moment to help our days roll out, and not always do we get to express ourselves in in a setting that is safe and happy and informative. So thank you all for your time today. And thanks to Dr. Pillai for allowing us to do this free service every week and get empowered with his blessings, his grace. And then thanks especially to Kaalabhairava, because now we are almost in his time. Maybe he was waiting for his time to come. We're almost there within minutes. So thanks to Kaalabhairava. It's been a great session today. For those of you who came in a little late, you might want to rewind and listen to the parts that you missed, or people who did actually join and they were distracted. Do the meditation. It seems to be a powerful meditation that came through. And meditation, again, is a stream of consciousness. It's coming through. We're aligning with it. It's done in a power time. So that will change your karma. It will change the way you approach life and how you approach your spiritual path. So 100% material, 100% spiritual. Be in the right place at the right time. Thinking, saying, and doing the right thing. And all will be well in your world. So God bless you all. And we will see you next time. Namaste.